circle from all that's stressed. We trust the guardians, trust the guides, trust the open and what's inside. When the moon is high, it's time to fly. Open your mind, let it all unwind. Let's get disenraged, time to engage. Turn another page, free from your cage. Get disenraged. When you feel like you've had enough and the week was busy and tough, you need a break, you need some fun. You need to take time from the run. We'll blow your mind. We're just in time. Seek and ye shall find. Time to unwind. Let's get disenraged. Time to engage. Turn another page, free from your cage. Get disenraged. Aliens, ghosts, spirits and shadows, spirituality, ultra reality, the Bible, the pagans, all the conspiracies, tarot, astrology, and alternate history. Open your heart to other possibilities and get disenraged. Time to engage. Turn another page, free from your cage. Get disenraged, 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 disenraged.
All right. Disenrage is back. I'm here. Jennifer here. RQ's been here. He's been a member of the channel for 5 months. Appreciate that.
Woo!
What's up, Jennifer? We had a couple weeks of absence because you and I were both slackers in respective areas of our lives, and we just didn't have the time to do the show. But now we're back. You know, we recovered, and that's really the important thing. Not that we didn't show up, but like that we made it back eventually.
Well, yeah, I mean, sometimes you get too much on your plate. Something has to slide off, and occasionally it's this. But yeah, we were both, yeah, it's all good. We'll always be here for the masses.
It's always good. We will always probably come back eventually.
Yeah.
Well, I've had an eventful weekend that I got to spend with a bunch of. It was weird. But it was really funny because I know you popped into the stream that we just did. We were actually watching a presentation that was at the Antifa bookstore that I went to on Saturday in Chicago, featuring that communist college professor that I got fired last year. And one of the questions in the Q&A is, how do we stop these infiltrators from coming to our event and recording us? And no one had a good answer for that. And this presentation took place 5 months ago at the communist bookstore that I literally infiltrated and went into and bought a whole bunch of their commie shit on Sunday. And then I infiltrated 2 of their events while I was there.
Why are they, honest question, why are they worried about people who aren't them being there? I mean, they do want to recruit new people, but what are they worried about with the infiltration? Like, what are they afraid of, really?
Because I'm a fascist.
Who cares? So what? You're a fascist there. What? You're not causing a disruption.
No, I would never disrupt an event I go to. In fact, like when they find out I'm recording them, they are the ones that disrupt their own events far more than I do. I just sit there quietly and listen and record them. And then they find out, they make this whole big scene about it. Sometimes they cancel the event. It's like you guys are actually causing the problem. Yeah.
Why bother? Why don't they just okay, well, you're here, just like steady she goes. Like, who gives a fuck? I don't understand why they're so upset about it.
Jennifer, you should see my Threads account right now. Do you even know what Threads is?
I kind of do.
Yeah, not many people do, and there's a reason for that. No one fucking uses it, except apparently for leftists. And the only reason I even use Threads is because my Instagram account automatically uploads to it, so it's not like I have to do anything. I just post something on Instagram, and it uploads to Threads, and it uploads to Facebook, and I can't go on Facebook ever. Like, Facebook is the land of boomer retardation. I just can't even... So my Instagram account takes care of all of this, and I go on Instagram too, obviously. But, like, because I've been posting stuff going undercover at these events, the queers on Threads have found my Threads account, and you should see the comments. They are so pissed at me. They are so pissed. They're calling me all sorts of evil names. They're trying to pretend they're like, so you went to a public event and you're saying you infiltrated. I'm like, then why are you so pissed off about it? And they can't answer the question. And they're like, these things don't even say what you say they do. And I'm like, the fuck they don't. Like, it's just like, it's like the amount of gaslighting, the amount of like mental, just like non-stability. It's just like, it is actually shocking to me what's going on my Threads account right now. But they just keep going and crying and complaining. And they're all really upset. And they're calling me all sorts of names. And they're saying I'm not even a real psychologist. And I'm like, well, I certainly struck a nerve, didn't I? Well, I certainly struck a nerve. I'm too bad, so sad, so sorry.
I mean, I can understand. I would be like worried if it was someone coming to. Sorry, I don't know if
Dog's
you
got something to say about it too. Apparently,
he's actually been really expanding his vocabulary, and it's adorable.
Oh,
I think
he's
actually figuring out real English words. Bodhi, Wookie, come here.
Is he learning how to talk?
He is learning how to talk. Come here. Yeah. Give me Wookie. Come here.
Yeah, Kobe just started doing the same thing after Honey died. Kobe started learning new words and learning how to talk. Mm-hmm.
So I swear to God, the other day I thought he said, "Go outside now," and it was so creepy. But you gonna sit with me now, Boo? Okay, all right.
Yep. Dog has come. Dog is like, excuse me, hello. This is my show. This is now the dog show on the internet. This is no longer your show. This is now my show.
He sits with me like this all the time when I'm trying to edit. And then he tries to get up on my... No, you cannot do that, sir. But no, I guess I would understand it if people, like, if you were going in with, like, a pipe bomb or something, and then you...
Yeah, which I would never do. I would get hurt if I did that. That would hurt me.
Well, you know how, like, these assholes jump up and start screaming and protesting during other people's speeches at colleges, usually right-wing people speaking. But what are they worried that you're going to do that to them or something? I don't know.
Yeah.
You look like you just had an O face.
Someone was in the chat and asked me if my power chat was on, which is a way people can send in super chats. And I logged in and I see someone sent me $300 in February, and I probably didn't acknowledge it because I probably didn't have the power chat open in front of me. And now I feel kind of bad. Someone sent me $300 and I didn't even fucking know it.
You owe them one of your Chanel bags and a pair of
I really do. I actually do. Maybe not one of the Chanels, because those actually, even for the high-end knockoffs, they cost at least $300 usually, almost always. Because they're fucking expensive. They have to have real leather. I'm not getting the cheap knockoffs with the fake leather and the shit, Jennifer. I'm getting the real ones, okay? The real high-end knockoffs of the $10,000 bags, all right? But no, but like, so like, yeah, I mean, it's like, what are they so afraid of? I mean, it's like, you know, if you're not doing anything, then us recording you shouldn't really matter.
No, I don't see why they would care about people spreading their message. That's what they do themselves. Like, what's the big deal? Yeah. I think that they're worried people are going to misbehave and act like complete asshats the way they do at other people's events.
Yeah, which I never do.
No,
I never do. I never do. And that's why they don't know how to handle me. They're like expecting, and they even called Jennifer. They called me a MAGA supporter in the presentation that we just I was like, okay. I was like, you retards, they probably hate me more than they hate you. Like, yeah. You think I support Trump and MAGA? Like, excuse me, sir, do not besmirch my honor. Like,
really? Oh my gosh.
So yeah, it's an interesting experience. They're all crying about it. I'll be honest, I was a little bit like, I had to really invoke, I was thinking about doing a short about this. I was calling on all the protection of the angels and everything. I was like, Archangel Michael, you need to cloak me right now and make me invisible to anyone who would see me or anything. I was like invoking every fucking spiritual thing to be like, I cannot be discovered at these events. So I thought it would go very badly for me if I was. So I made it. I made it out alive. So that's good.
Well, we're glad you do all that crazy shit, and I know you get a kick out of it. And like anytime I'm near people like that, it just kind of makes me go, "Whoa, there's one in the wild."
Yeah.
Should I get my phone out? Wait, hang on. Wait, just kind of.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. You almost can't control it. You're just like, yes. And then it might be weird, but whatever. Like, it is what it is. We live in a social media world. But I was explaining this yesterday on the stream, and I explained it this way to Victor last night. It's like, I fucking love going undercover. Have you seen how much weight I lost to be able to continue to do this? So I would be like less recognizable. Like, I fucking love this shit because it's like, I'm beaming myself into my favorite TV show. It's like, if you pick out whatever TV show you love watching more than anything, I get to beam myself in and actually be in the TV show. And I'm not the main character in the TV show. I'm just an extra that's off to the side and just being holy shit, I'm in my favorite TV show. I'm in the fucking episode right now.
You get the walk-on role or something.
Yeah. And I get to do that, and it's just and I get to interact with the main characters, and it's one of the, you know what it's like? It's like the movie Pleasantville. Do you remember that movie?
Yeah, I love that movie.
That's a movie we should watch for movie night if we haven't already. Totally. That is a great movie, and so it's like in Pleasantville where the main characters don't even know that they're fictional characters. It's like they're just doing all the things that the main characters do, totally following the script, but they don't even realize it.
I love how it's the whole thing comes to life because of masturbation.
Yeah. Well, that is the downfall of everything. Owls are cool. In with the power chat. In the hit Amazon digital chorus, there's a character, Zubul, who is non-binary, and their head is literally a pink triangle. Are you shitting me? In their past life, they owned a bar called the Triangle Bar and served the community. What? That's fucking wild. Owls are cool. I'm gonna have to look into that. The pink triangle is the symbol of queer Marxism, Jennifer.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, and I want to say, hail Kino. Guess who I got to meet last week for lunch?
You got to meet Kino?
Yeah.
Isn't he a pleasure?
Of course. Well, I've known him for a really long time, and it was just so wonderful to see him in the flesh. My husband and I went and had lunch with him at this really great burger joint, and it was a lot of fun. It was so cool. It felt like I'd known him my whole life, and we're just we're having lunch together. It was just people here are so great. So I've gotten to meet two Karlynites. Hopefully the list will expand as time goes on. But yeah, it was really, really fun.
That's awesome. I'm really glad you guys got to do that.
Yeah.
Do you have what's going on with you, Jennifer? Do you have anything you want to share with the class before we get into the episode?
Well, husband is looking for a job now. He finally got his bona fide Tennessee driver's license. So
good. You guys figured out the system.
Yeah, finally figured that all out. And I'm just in editing hell, which, I wouldn't have it any other way. And looking forward to that being done. I'm actually pushing myself to try to get through this enormous novel so that I can have a life before the fall. And other than that, we're just, doing some training with the dogs and trying to, relax when I can. And I'm enjoying the fire fairies outside every night. And it's just great. I love being here. There's more stuff. I noticed some more trees have more buds on them, and there's going to be more bloom soon. And I'm like, what is this? Everything goes into bloom, but it's different shit every month. And I'm so excited.
So I got to get myself back into writing. I really do, because I need to finish my at least 2 books. And I also had an idea for another book, as though I need another book to write, but it's not going to take priority over the other 2, but I feel like it's a good supplement. I had this idea, and I literally had this idea as I was sitting at that trans liberation march in Chicago. I'm on the lawn and I'm in the middle of all this stuff, and I'm like, this is fucking crazy. And I was like, what if I wrote a book someday and each chapter is about every single undercover adventure that I've had. And just like, it's kind of like a sitcom or an episodic where it's like the wacky things that I have to do on these fucking undercover things. Like when I was Jennifer, I was in fucking, where was I? I was in Nordstrom. So this expensive department store with all the, because I was staying in like the Magnificent Mile area of Chicago, and I went shopping because I had some free time, because why wouldn't I really? And so I went into Nordstrom to look around and to try on like things that I wanted to try on and stuff. And I'm looking around the hat section because I was like, I've been very into hats lately, and I look good in hats. And I was like,
the next obsession. We did purses, sunglasses, no hats. Is that
I have an epic hat collection. I already have hats. I've always had hats because I look really good in hats, and I've always had I've been collecting hats since I was in high school. So I have a lot of hats. So I was, but I got it's like with anything with me, it's like I stop and start and stop and start and stop. So I'm going through a hat phase right now. And by the way, Victor has encouraged this because Victor and I were walking around the outlet mall last week, and we were walking by, it was like, Ann Taylor or something like that. And they had this sweater that was like red and white striped, and it said salty on it. And Victor saw that, and he was like, we need to go find that sweater. And I was like, are you shitting me? I was like, yes. And so we went into the store to find the sweater, and the sweater happened to be right next to a big floppy hat section. And so Victor hands me the sweater, and then Victor hands me the hat. And I try it on, and I look like I'm ready for like a day in Nantucket. Like it's like one of those like ritzy outfits. I just looked in the mirror and I fucking laughed, and I was like, okay. I was like, now Victor, we have to spend the afternoon on a whale watch somewhere where I can wear this fucking outfit, okay?
I need you, won't you, darling?
But I'm gonna finish the rest of the story. I just want to get another power chat from Owls Are Cool. The show is called The Amazing Digital Circus, the most popular indie animated series on YouTube. It's got its final episode theatrical release where the triangle bar part was released. They didn't say explicitly queer. Yeah, but it's obvious. It's obvious. Thank you, Owls Are Cool, for the power chat. So I'm in Nordstrom looking around, and I'm looking in the hat section, and all of a sudden this person comes up to me, probably over 6 foot tall man with a giant beard, a giant ass mullet with sides of the head shaved, wearing a dress, women's shoes, and little frilly socks, and a little teeny tiny purse. Is that the tweet, Reagan? Is that the tweet? Okay. And so then, Jennifer, you have to imagine, like, this is the type of stuff I want to talk about in this book, where I talk about my undercover adventures, because it's not just about the undercover stuff. It's like about how I got confronted in the middle of my luxury shopping experience with a queer activist in a giant man dressed in a dress right in front of me. And then I was so shocked. He came up to me. He said, "Can I help you with anything?" So he was an employee of Nordstrom, an employee of the store in the women's section that was helping people. And I just looked at, I said, "No, thank you. I'm just looking around because I'm not going to make a scene in Nordstrom because it's Nordstrom." Okay. And so then he's like, okay. And he goes off to help other people. And then I end up in this position where I'm like, I tweeted it. I was like, "You guys are not going to believe what just fucking happened to me. A man in a dress came up to me." And I was like, what the fuck? And then I was like, "Karlyn, you have to get a picture of this guy. No one's going to fucking believe you." And so now I'm like ducking behind these walls of hats that are like see-through. And I'm like a spy. I'm like trying to get my camera to see exactly that. That's exactly what I fucking did. And I did get a picture of him. And I did. I did. And guess what? There's a never before seen picture, because I went back 2 days later because I was looking for something very specific. I went back and he was there again. And I haven't actually shown this picture yet. So let me just find it real quick, because I got another one. Shit.
He lost a fight with a pair of scissors.
Yeah.
Oh, bless his
Yeah,
heart.
I can't find it. I'll find it another time. But he was wearing an even more girly dress the second time that I saw him. And I swear to God, because I went to the Chicago Pride Parade, which was the least leftist thing that I went to in Chicago. I'm pretty sure I saw that guy marching in the Chicago Pride Parade. as well. I'm pretty sure. And so it's like, I want to write a book someday about all of these just like wacky misadventures that I've gone into in these like under like picture this. You are like, you walk into an event and you see your face on the wall of an Antifa hit list. Like, what the fuck is that even like? It's like, come on, man. So, but I have to finish my other books first. I have to hunker down. It's time to hunker down and actually finish a fucking book. I have many books that are in various states of disarray and various, like I have like chapters written of every single of the 15 books that I'm working on. And I just need to pick one and hunker down.
I have a couple. I'm actually, to give myself a little relief from the editing project, it's inspired me to kind of get back into some of my own works. And I do have the sequel to The Seed Bearer that I'm working on.
Awesome.
Yep. So I got that one. And then I have another one that I'm not sure what I'm going to do with it, if it's going to be a standalone or if it's going to be part of my like Pantheon series. I don't know, but it's about it's a woman who meets a lover she's had over the internet for quite some time, and she's speaking in the second person to him, like she's telling him the story as she's getting very excited to be in his presence and what they do. It's quite spicy.
Fantastic, Jennifer. Yes. That sounds great.
I think it's going to turn into like a workplace romance kind of thing.
That'll be fun. Maria Callas fan, you have to go shopping in Camden, UK near London. You'll lose your mind. Oh, I'm sure I would. I don't know if I can even go back to London. I don't even know if I'm allowed.
What's I went to it. Because I went to London forever ago. It was the early 90s. Early 90s or late 80s. Jesus Christ, how old was I? I think I was 15. So it had to be like 89. I want to say. I think it was 89. What's that? It's Harrods of London. Have you been to Harrods?
No, I didn't go when I was there. No.
Story Mall. Oh,
yeah. I know of it though. Like I know what it is. Yeah.
It's incredible. It is no words at all. It's amazing.
But I gotta go back. I want to go back to London so bad.
No one's gonna not let you in. You're not banned from London just because some weirdo is being a weirdo.
Yeah, well, I guess we'll see someday. Anyway, so tonight we are doing and really this is Jennifer's decision, and so if it goes horribly wrong for her, it's not my fault.
Everybody is required to be nice to me.
Listen. Since the beginning of Jennifer coming on as the official co-host of DISENRAGE, there has been one theme that has haunted Jennifer every single fucking episode. And that is that in almost every single thing that we watch ever, there is a reference to time not being a real thing. Now, Jennifer can't handle this because Jennifer is a Capricorn and she loses her fucking mind.
Put words in my mouth, chick.
When I explain explicitly every single week that time is not real, it's a construct that we create in order to make sense of our reality because we are human beings we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so we have to have time as a construct to help us make sense of everything. But in reality, in the spiritual universe, everything that has ever happened or will ever happen is happening right now, and so time is not real, and that is my position. And Jennifer doesn't agree because Jennifer is a Capricorn. Is right. You can rebut Jennifer. You're allowed to have a say. You're muted, by the way.
Sorry, I'm going to give you all my butts. I had to mute it because my husband, he's got these little earbuds, and he took them out, and then the television came on. It was really loud, and I was like, shit. So, but I'm going to give you my butt, and that is that time is real, and it serves a purpose in three-dimensional reality during our incarnations on this plane of existence. But it is its own thing here in this sort of like a time capsule, if you will. We are experiencing it as we experience it. And then once we leave this plane of existence, it is no longer necessary. It doesn't exist anywhere else. You can go anywhere you want. Time is all whatever. It's nothing there. So it's happening and not happening at the same time simultaneously is my point of view, I guess. But I mean, I do agree that everything, I don't know if I would say everything like a singularity that has ever or will happen is happening now. I don't know. And I don't know that it's necessary for me to worry about that. Right now, though, I feel the linear experience serves a purpose here. and I accept it and I don't mind it. And then once I'm out there, I have had time travel in meditation and in dreams. And I've always thought time is kind of oceanic, where it can wash back on itself. But the thing that I don't like about everything has already happened is that it questions free will. And that it's like, why would we have free will? If everything has already happened, it calls into question free will. And I have an issue with that. So,
well, it's not saying everything is predetermined. It's saying you've already made the decision on a spiritual level.
Maybe so. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. I just think.
Well, and then you can talk about different divergent realities. Like there is a reality in which we make one decision. There is also a reality in which we make another decision.
That's the other thing. See, now when you get into like multiple Earths and that kind of thing, I just check out. That's way too many things. It's too complicated. I don't see the purpose. My brain is already tracking what it needs to track. I don't want to sit here and go, every single person who has ever existed and every single possible experience or possible decision they've made has created a whole nother world. No. I can't. We do not live in a chaotic universe. We live in an ordered universe. We live in a lawful universe. And that has been talked about by several beings that have been channeled. And to have many realities just multiply suddenly is a chaotic universe. And so I don't subscribe to that.
All right. Well, we are watching a video tonight that Jennifer picked out about, is time real? Or we are getting a definitive answer tonight. And of course, I have actually the most perfect sunglasses in the history of these are actually called the Timeless sunglasses.
That's awesome.
So they're from Vintage Frames. I got them in a mystery sunglass box. They might be a little too dark to wear for too long, but I feel like I have to give it a try because they're perfect. They're the Timeless sunglasses. And I am on the team Timeless tonight. And
I'm on team. It's both true. All of it can be true at the same time. I don't mind.
All right. Well, let's dig in, guys, and we're going to go watch this. As a reminder, if you're new to DISENRAGE, this is a show that Jennifer and I do on Tuesday nights. These are going to be too dark. I can't see shit. But it's too bad. But we do the show at night, so it is what it is. I have to be able to see. But if you're new here, just so you guys know, this is not about politics. We don't talk about the news. This is not about getting your cortisol up. This is about getting your cortisol down. And we are going to enjoy our show tonight. And just as a reminder, if you are a Christian, we do not mind that you are here, but we are going to talk about our spirituality and our belief system. And Jennifer, do you know that the socialists were pissed off at me for saying like the people in the Holocaust chose to die in the Holocaust? And I'm like, you assholes, everyone chooses when they die. Like, this is a spiritual experience. This is not something that I'm not an anti-Semite for saying people choose when they die. That's just like my spiritual beliefs. I'm allowed to say it. That includes everyone, not just people in the Holocaust, you assholes. Anyway,
they love free speech and freedom of thought unless you disagree with them. Then it's wrong.
Yeah. So we are not Christians. We are not going to become Christians. There is no proselytization allowed. We are allowed to have our spiritual beliefs. You are allowed to have yours. And as long as we can, agree on that, that's all good. Hey, Morgan, I haven't seen you in a minute. Karlyn, thanks for sharing your views about time. I agree. Makes sense to me. Good to see you, bro. I hope you're doing well. Thanks so much for the super chat. All right. Let's get into it, guys. The definitive episode. Will Jennifer win or will I win?
I want to caveat this, but this is not about anybody being right or wrong. It is about exploring the ideas and the mechanisms of time, physics. It's very scientific. It's not a spiritual thingy. I just thought it was cool. Let's learn about different points of view on it. I'm totally open-minded.
I think that Jennifer has previewed this and that she knows where it goes.
I only watched like not even the first half of this. I'm like, well, this is cool. This will work because I don't have time. I don't have 2 hours to sit or however long this is to just sit and watch this. I have a deadline at this book, so I don't have a lot of time.
All right. Well, we're gonna watch the episode and we're gonna see where it goes.
If the relentless forward march of time, the ticking of seconds, the changing of seasons, the aging of our bodies is nothing more than a grand illusion. What if the past, present, and future, the cornerstones of our existence, don't truly exist in the way we believe? For centuries, these questions have haunted philosophers, scientists, and everyday minds alike. Is time woven into the very fabric of reality, or is it a stubbornly persistent trick our brains play on us?
Trick. Oh God, the Urantia book? Oh no. I don't want to talk about that. That
The
was
deeper
coming
we
to
delve
demons.
into the mysteries of the cosmos, the more tantalizing possibility emerges. What if our entire reality is a simulation? If so, could time simply be a programmed construct, a line of code within a vast, artificial universe?
Yes.
This concept forces us to question everything, even our most fundamental assumptions about the passage of moments. We often take time for granted, but it shares a surprising similarity with another constant in our lives: color. The
Is
colors
color fake?
we perceive are not inherent
Wow.
Color is not real.
objects
Color isn't
themselves.
real.
Instead, they're creations of our brains as they interpret wavelengths of light. Could a similar process be happening with time? Perhaps our sense of temporal flow is a construct, a way for our minds to impose order and meaning on an otherwise timeless universe.
Probably true.
Consider the vibrant world of color that surrounds us. A juicy red apple, a field of yellow sunflowers, clear blue of a summer sky. At first glance, these colors might seem like fixed properties of the objects themselves. Yet the reality is far more complex. Colors don't exist independently in the world. They're born within our minds. Our eyes detect different wavelengths of light, and our
I
brains
see.
translate those
But
signals
that doesn't
into rich
make 'em
tapestry
not
of
real
hues
to
that
us.
shape our visual experience.
Well, I mean, Jettifier, you can't make something being real to you as a mark of whether or not it's real. Like people have schizophrenia and they have voices in their head. That doesn't mean those voices are real, but it's real to them.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean we should be like reinforcing and saying those voices are real because they're real to you, you know?
Well, if you're interpreting a wavelength of light and we have to call it something, we have to have a way to communicate with each other about it. So we call it blue. Is blue real? I mean, sure, it's a real wavelength. It creates this real image in our minds. It reflects a real thing. So we can say, yeah, blue is real, even though it's, it's not exactly, we're not seeing it the way like insects see things differently. To them, ultraviolet colors are the way the whole world is. So it is a matter of perspective. And I think that's kind of my point with time as well.
This process isn't merely about biology. People with different forms of color blindness perceive the world in distinct ways. Animals with different eye structures experience an even wider range of colors, some even seeing wavelengths invisible to us.
Well, and
What
guess
we
what,
call
Karlyn?
color is highly...
They did a study and they found that certain people have a fourth cone in their eyes. So they see more colors than other people. And I happen to be one of those people. So
you see more colors?
More colors than most people do. I can detect more subtlety in the shades than most people do. So
that's pretty cool.
To me, the world is a lot more vibrant. And people go, this looks like the same color to me. And I'm like, nope, that one's got more yellow in it. And I can, because that's just something I can do. And there's like, I think it's like 25 or 30% of the people have that. I'm not sure what the statistic is. Maybe somebody knows.
Well, yeah, but just because like, I mean, I don't know if I have that thing or not, but like, just like, let's just say for argument's sake, I don't have that thing. Just because I don't have that thing doesn't mean those colors like aren't perceptible to other people. It's just like being an empath, right?
Yeah. It's all there. It's a matter of what you're picking up on.
Yeah.
Subjective, shaped by the unique capabilities of our sensory systems. Just as our perception of color is a creation of our minds, could the same be true of time?
Yep.
Perhaps the feeling of time ceaselessly flowing forward, the division of our lives into past, present, and future, is merely a way to make sense of change within the universe. Maybe, like color, time emerges from the interaction between our consciousness and reality that may be fundamentally timeless. The idea that time may be an illusion isn't new. From ancient philosophers grappling with the nature of change to modern physicists unraveling the fabric of space-time, the question of time has persistently challenged our understanding. Today, we're going to delve into this enigma, exploring the scientific discoveries and philosophical riddles that hint at the possibility that time, as we experience it, may be nothing more than a grand cosmic deception.
A grand cosmic deception?
Chad had a question about
Time
seeing auras. I actually don't see literally auras. I sometimes perceive the wavering of them. I'm not one of those people that's like, oh, I see all your auras. But so I haven't seen. But if I've seen like auric photographs, like if you've ever done an auric photography,
Yeah,
I could probably see more subtle shades in those than someone else would. But they're basically the six colors of the rainbow, just various combinations of. And you don't have just one color. People go, "What color is my aura?" Your aura is all the colors. It's just what chakra is more prominent is what will be most expressed. But usually, all of the colors will be kind of morphing in and out.
I don't know if I like those aura photography things. I did one time, but I was kind of like, I don't know about this.
It's a very moody photo. It's like whatever you're feeling. It'll capture you in that moment and your mood and your energy of the moment. If that doesn't mean you walk around like that all the time, it'll change minute to minute.
Inescapable. It permeates our lives, from alarm clocks jolting us awake to the relentless countdown to birthdays and deadlines. We measure our existence in seconds, minutes, and years, accepting this flow of time as an absolute, unyielding force. For centuries, this intuitive understanding of time was reinforced by the ideas of Sir Isaac Newton. He envisioned the universe as a vast stage with time serving as a universal clock, ticking away at the same steady rate for everyone and everything. But then came Albert Einstein, and our understanding of time was forever shattered. Einstein's theory of relativity revealed that time isn't a rigid constant, but a flexible participant in the cosmic dance.
Uh-oh.
It bends, stretches, and warps depending on how fast you're moving and the strength of gravity's embrace. Imagine two identical clocks, one placed on Earth, the other aboard a spaceship hurtling near the speed of light. Bizarrely, if you could compare them, the clock on the spaceship would be ticking slower than the one on Earth. This mind-bending concept is time dilation. The faster you travel through space, the slower you travel through time.
Yeah.
This isn't some abstract...
We got a super chat. Hello all, first time here. Looking forward to learning how to be a communist. Well, not what we're doing, Sam, but I appreciate the money. Thanks, hang out, bro. Good to see you.
Theory. It has real consequences. Imagine twins separated at birth. One stays on Earth, the other becomes an astronaut who spends years traveling at immense speeds. Upon their reunion, the spacefaring twin would have aged less than their Earthbound sibling. Time would have literally passed slower for them due to the effects of time dilation. Time dilation may seem like science fiction, but it's a fact of our universe that engineers have to account for. GPS satellites, orbiting high above Earth and traveling at significant speeds, experience time slightly slower than we do on the ground. Their onboard clocks have to be adjusted to stay in sync, ensuring the maps on your phone remain accurate. Einstein's revolutionary theories upended our understanding of time. Suddenly, time wasn't a steady constant, but a dynamic player in the cosmic drama. This scientific upheaval sparked a resurgence in philosophical debates about the very nature of time. If time dilation and warped space-time are real, how do we reconcile these concepts with our everyday experience of time's constant flow? Let's explore some of the profound questions that emerge at the intersection of physics and philosophy. One central debate centers on the existence of the past and future. Presentists argue that only the present moment has any real existence. The past is a collection of memories, the future a realm of possibilities. Eternalists take the opposite stance, viewing all of the time, past, present, and future, as equally real and unchanging, like a vast unfurling tapestry. The growing block universe model attempts to bridge these two views. It posits a fixed past, an open future constantly branching into possibilities, and a continuously expanding present moment as our experience unfolds. These seemingly abstract philosophical debates have profound implications. If only the present exists, how can we learn from the past or plan for the future? If the future is already set, does that negate free will?
Oh!
The way we conceptualize time shapes how we understand our...
Jennifer, that was like the perfect moment to knock down your camera because it was exactly the question that you were asking earlier. Like, if the future doesn't exist, then how do we have her? Then do we have free will?
Yeah.
I was like, Jennifer's already throwing shit. It's already over.
Mad.
Jennifer lose. Yeah, Jennifer L.
Place in the universe and the choices we make within it. Perhaps the most unsettling implication of the block universe is the challenge.
We did it, guys. We won. Jennifer lost.
If the future already exists,
nope. There's no winning or losing in this.
Network of paths. Are our choices truly our own, or are we merely tracing a predetermined route? Our sense of agency nothing more than an illusion. This paradox forces us to grapple with the question of what it means to have control over our destiny within a universe where all moments may already be written. Can the block universe coexist with genuine free will? Some philosophers argue that even if our actions are fixed within a timeless expanse, we still experience the act of choosing and the consequences of those choices.
Yep.
Others suggest that true freedom might lie in accepting the predetermined nature of existence and finding meaning within that framework. Why does time seem to relentlessly march forward, never backward? Physicists and philosophers grapple with different arrows of time, each offering clues to the irreversible nature of events. The thermodynamic arrow is one of the most well-known. It stems from the second law of thermodynamics, which states that entropy, a measure of disorder, always increases in a closed system. This explains why eggs break but never unbreak, and why ice melts but doesn't spontaneously refreeze. These irreversible processes give us our sense of time moving in one direction. But thermodynamics isn't the whole story. Our minds create a powerful psychological arrow of time. We vividly remember the past, yet the future remains a mystery. Even the universe itself provides a cosmological arrow, as it continues to expand outward since the Big Bang. These diverse arrows raise a perplexing question. Is the flow of time a fundamental property of the universe, or a byproduct of how we experience the relentless unfolding of change? The bizarre realm of quantum mechanics throws a wrench into our traditional understanding of time and space.
Quantum mechanics.
Consider the phenomena of entanglement,
so
where
weird.
two particles become linked in a profound way. Imagine a pair of gloves, one for your left hand, the other for your right. If those gloves are separated and placed in boxes on opposite sides of the planet, they remain intrinsically connected. If you open one box and find a right-handed glove, you instantaneously know, faster than any signal could travel, that the other box contains the left-handed glove. In the quantum realm, particles can become similarly entangled, their properties inextricably linked. Measuring one instantly affects the other, even across vast distances, seemingly faster than the speed of light allows. This paradox hints at a universe where connections might exist outside our usual understanding of linear time. Theories like loop quantum gravity go even further, suggesting space-time itself isn't a smooth continuum, but made up of tiny, indivisible chunks like the threads of a cosmic tapestry. If true, time might not be a fundamental force, but rather an emergent property of this deeper structure, a byproduct of the way these fundamental building blocks interact. These mind-bending theories force us to question the very nature of reality. Could it be that our experience of time's relentless flow is an illusion, born from our limited perspective within a universe that may operate on principles beyond our current comprehension? Perhaps the past, present, and future we perceive are merely convenient ways for our minds to organize the chaotic dance of existence. The true nature of time remains one of the universe's greatest enigmas. Is it a fundamental force woven into the fabric of existence, guiding the destinies of planets and particles alike? Or is it a grand illusion? A convenient fiction created by our own limited perspective? Scientific discoveries and philosophical paradoxes hint at the possibility that our experience of time's flow may be profoundly different from the true reality of the cosmos. If time doesn't exist as we perceive it, what does that mean for free will and our place within the grand story of the universe? Are the past, present, and future simply emergent constructs in a reality governed by laws beyond our current grasp? We may never possess the definitive answers to these questions, but the very act of pondering them reveals the profound beauty and endless mystery of existence. While the relentless march of the clock and the turning of the calendar may shape our daily lives, perhaps true freedom lies in embracing the
All right, everyone ready for a dad joke? Everyone ready for a dad joke? We're getting a dad joke. What does a communist cat say? Meow.
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 Yep.
Thanks, Murphy's Pool. Appreciate you, as always.
He is having so much fun with everybody in the chat. I've just been watching it.
I'm just like, let's let it go. Just letting if you know, you know, and if you don't know, you'll figure it out. All right, like
such a stinker.
timeless wonder of a universe that continually defies
Murphy's
our understanding.
Pool, legendary on the channel.
The one, the only.
Legendary.
Imagine a canvas of moments woven with the threads of time. Matter that stretches endlessly in all directions, capturing every choice, every event, every heartbeat. What if you could navigate this intricate fabric? What if you could go back in time, look into the future, or even change the course of history?
I have to tell you about this.
Time. It governs our lives. But it
Go ahead.
There was a movie that Hubban and I watched a little bit ago that had to do with time travel. And I think it was a Spanish movie on Netflix. And it was a little bit of a B movie flick, but it was so cute. It was so cute. And it was this husband and wife scientists from the 60s. And of course, everybody would talk to her husband, not to her. She was working on a time machine, and her husband was almost more her assistant, but they were super in love, and they just were crazy about each other. And they were both teachers in a college, and they're working on this. Was it Mexican? Okay, whatever. Anyway, habla español. So they're working on this time machine, and then the college comes down and says they're gonna break their funding, and they're like, okay, we're gonna have to tell somebody that this is what we're doing, but we have to test it. And they figure out they test it, and they travel to 2020. No, it wasn't. It was last year. Anyway, 2025, 26, whatever. They're trying to go. Husband is helping. They're trying to go 15 minutes ahead, and they wound up going into the 2020s. And and it was so cute because at first they're like, oh, look at all these people that everybody has. They're all looking at these screens. Like, what is that? And then anyway, but one of the gals who was her intern is now the dean of the college. So something happens, and of course the time machine breaks. They need a part, so they go back to the college. And wouldn't you know, coincidentally, her little intern is the dean of the college. And so the dean of the college is like, oh, I just knew you'd be back one day, and this is so great, and I'm going to help you. Don't tell anybody what you did. And then, of course, the feminist messaging comes through. All the liberation that now the woman has. Everyone respects her as the inventor, and the brilliant mind. And the dean of the college is starting to pump her up to have her do lectures. And then the male misogyny of the 60s, and how he's like, well, I don't see women just should be they should be quiet when we ask them to be, and then blah blah. Anyway, it was just this misogynistic thing, and it was cute, but slightly annoying, but cute. And suffice it to say, this breaks up their marriage, and he takes the time machine and goes back to the 60s. Leaves her there because she decides she wants to take a position in. She
wants to stay in the future because of feminism.
Yes. Because because of the empowerment she has, and that people actually look at her with all seriousness and respect her, and they don't talk over her head to her husband, and which, I mean, in all honesty, it's not an unfair comparison of then and now. But anyhow, yeah, so she decides to stay in the future. He goes back, but then she realizes that she really loves him, and she tries to meet up with him before he takes the time machine, and she misses him. So she decides to go ahead and go on. She has this amazing career. She's Woman of the Year. She's a big scientific scientist person, and super celebrated. And, blah, 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 blah. And then builds another time machine in around 1998 when he's in his mid 70s or something. And she's also in her 70s. She goes back to the year when they will be around the same age, and she finds him to live the rest of their lives together. It was very sweet.
If I was him, I wouldn't have taken her back. If I'm going to be honest about it, I was like, "Bitch, you left me for the future." Fuck you.
He
honestly.
left her for the past, technically.
Well,
but
I don't know though.
Cute.
Aw, man, that movie would make me mad, Jennifer.
I was having issues. I really was. The messaging was pissing me off. I'm like, I really wish I could just enjoy this, but I can't because now I'm mad. Oh my god! And of course, one of the first things, it's like her great niece or something takes her to a sex shop to liberate her. And
what?
She comes back to the apartment where
she found a vibrator. That was it. That was what made her stay in the future. She found a fucking vibrator.
She had a delayed erection condom. She had okay, well, not an erection, but she had some sex toys and some implements, and then of course the dominatrix outfit, and then she's like, this one you could put in me and then you can control it. And he's like, what are you doing? Why? And she's like, this will be fun. She's embracing all this sexual liberation and the feminism and all this stuff, and he's just like, get me a Scotch woman. I'm not even prepared for this. It was actually kind of funny.
Wow.
But it was just hilarious. Anyway, so crash course in feminism. Viva la Mexico. So it's really cute though. Feminine empowerment. Yes, love.
Excellent.
Remains one of the most mysterious phenomena in the universe. We measure it, we chase it, but can we control it? The concept of time travel has intrigued humanity for generations, inspiring countless works of fiction and sparking rigorous debate. But what can science say? Can time travel ever move from the pages of science fiction to the annals of scientific fact? Einstein's theory of relativity opened the door to this possibility by suggesting that time is not a constant, but a variable that can be manipulated. In addition, there are black holes, cosmic phenomena so powerful that they can distort not only light, but time itself. Did you know that astronauts aboard the International Space Station age slower than humans on Earth, even if only by a fraction of a second? This is not science fiction. It is a proven consequence of traveling at high speeds. So let us journey through the corridors of time. We'll explore the science, paradoxes, and limitless possibilities that may one day make time travel a reality. Welcome to a journey through time.
Ta-da!
Long before the advent of science as we know it, humankind was fascinated by the heavens and the passage of time. Ancient civilizations paid attention to the stars, sun, and moon, creating elaborate calendars and methods of measuring time. Transported to the modern era, this fascination has found a new canvas: film and literature. The concept of time travel has been a recurring theme, offering both escapism and a platform for intellectual curiosity. In 1895, H.G. Wells wrote the novel The Time Machine, which, by the way, not only popularized the term time machine, but also introduced the idea that time could be navigated like the dimensions of space. Then came Back to the Future, a pop culture powerhouse that took the concept of time travel and made it accessible to a whole new generation. Who could forget the DeLorean, the magnetic condenser, the flux capacitor, and Doc Brown's charming eccentricity? But it's not just a Western phenomena. The allure of time travel knows no cultural or linguistic boundaries. From the Japanese Steins Gate to the Soviet Ivan Vasilievich changes profession, the theme of time travel resonates around the world. So what is it that attracts storytellers to this concept? The allure of rewriting history? The excitement of the unknown? Or perhaps the philosophical questions such journeys raise? It's a desire fueled by a mixture of nostalgia and anticipation, a longing to revisit cherished memories or leap into the promises of tomorrow. And as we stand on the cusp of scientific discoveries that could turn dreams into reality, the question becomes more important than ever. Could we? Should we? And what if we did travel through time? The blackboard is the canvas on which the abstract becomes possible. Here, equations like E equals mc squared are not just symbols. They're keys to understanding the universe. But can they unlock the secrets of time travel? From silver screens to living room TVs, time travel has been portrayed in countless ways. But let's peel back the layers of fiction and delve into the science that can make time travel more than just a plot device. Meet space-time, the four-dimensional fabric of our universe. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, this fabric can be bent and deformed by mass and energy. But can it be torn or twisted to create a path through time? Time dilation, a consequence of Einstein's theory, suggests that time can flow at different rates depending on the speed of motion or the gravitational field. For example, astronauts on the International Space Station age slightly slower than people on Earth. Experiments with particle gas pedals and atomic clocks have provided empirical evidence.
You know what's another movie we have to watch for movie night? Interstellar.
Oh, I was just thinking about that.
Interstellar is a great... I had to watch Interstellar at least 3 times before I really... Like, I knew I didn't get it the first time. Like, to my credit, I was like, I need to watch this movie again. Like, I was like, okay, like, whatever. But, like, when I watched it, like, I was like, this movie's actually fucking awesome. Like, actually.
It was so good. I think it did the greatest example of time distortion, dilation, and also like when he goes into, and no spoilers, but he goes into like the dimension of time itself.
Yep.
I freaking loved that. It was such a cool way of showing it. And I was just thinking about how when they went on to the planet and they came back to the ship and the guy's standing there and he's like, 23 years. You've been gone for 23 years.
No, it wasn't even that. It was over 60 years. It was like, I was just about to talk about that specific part because it's like they go to, like, it demonstrates like they go to this big ass planet that has this huge gravitational pull and they go down to the surface of the planet. And for them, they were there for an hour.
Yeah.
In the spaceship, he was there for 60 fucking years. And they had this thing happen where they tried to get off the planet and then they ended up getting stuck there for like another half hour or something like that. And it just added on to the decades. Yeah. And so, yeah, it was like one of the most heartbreaking scenes is like that dude has been on a fucking spaceship by himself for 60 years waiting for you assholes to get back up from the gravity planet.
Sorry, everything froze for me.
Oh no! Yeah. It's like when they open the door and you see how old you're like,
and he's just like disbelief that they are even there because and then he talked about, about 10 years into it, I almost killed myself, and I'm like, oh my god, they were gone for not even an hour, and this poor man,
yeah,
oh my god, just horrible. And then the whole time, the way that they contrasted what Matthew McConaughey's character was going through with his daughter aging back on Earth. So such a good movie.
Evidence of time dilation. It's been observed that particles traveling near the speed of light decay more slowly than their stationary counterparts. In addition, there are wormholes, hypothetical tunnels in space-time that could theoretically allow time and space to be shortened. Although somewhat speculative, the math suggests that they are possible. Leading physicists and cosmologists have voiced their opinions on the matter, offering theories that range from plausible to downright bizarre. Some even suggest that quantum mechanics, the science of the very small, may play a role in making time travel possible. And let's not forget black holes, the mysterious titans of space. Their enormous gravity is so strong that it distorts not only space but time itself. Could these cosmic phenomena be a gateway to other times? The scientific community is far from consensus. Time travel raises questions that challenge the very foundations of physics, from the nature of reality to the concept of causality. They say time goes forward, always forward, and never backward. But what if we could leap forward, skipping years, decades, or even centuries? The idea might not be as far-fetched as it seems. When it comes to slowing down time, speed becomes the main parameter. According to Einstein's theory of relativity, the faster you move in space, the slower you move in time. So, could extreme speed be our ticket to the future? Believe it or not, time travel to the future has already been done, albeit on a minuscule scale. Astronauts aboard the International Space Station experience time dilation and age a little slower than their counterparts on Earth. Let's turn our attention to the twin paradox, the famous thought experiment that takes time dilation to a new level. Imagine twins separated at birth. One travels through space at near light speed, while the other remains on Earth. Upon reunion, the space twin will appear younger. Achieving speeds close to the speed of light would greatly enhance this effect. However, such speeds are currently beyond the reach of our technology. Not to mention the energy requirements would be astronomical. Scientists and engineers are wrestling with these problems, researching propulsion technologies that could, one day, make near light speed travel possible. But even then, can the human body withstand such a journey? Imagine a future where time dilation capsules are as common as airplanes, allowing people to jump into the future to glimpse advanced civilizations or even avoid catastrophes. Will knowledge of the future be a gift or a curse? And what will it mean for the concept of free will? From science fiction to science articles, wormholes have captured our collective imagination. These hypothetical tunnels in the fabric of space-time may turn out to be the cosmic shortcuts we've been dreaming of. But what are wormholes? And could they be the key to time travel?
Probably.
Imagine folding a piece of paper so that 2 points touch, and then poking it with a pencil. In space-time, the wormhole would be that pencil, creating a straight path between 2 distant points. This concept gained traction in the scientific community thanks in part to Carl Sagan.
I love him.
While writing his novel Contact, he consulted with physicist Kip Thorne to explore the scientific possibility of using a wormhole for interstellar travel. Today,
Even in
physicists
science, everything
are
is
delving
penetration.
deeper into the math of
Yep.
wormholes. While the general theory of relativity allows for their existence, the equations also assume that they collapse too quickly for anything to pass through them. Theoretically, by introducing some exotic matter, for example, it could counteract the gravitational forces causing the wormhole to collapse, keeping it open long enough for something or someone to pass through. The portrayal of wormholes in popular media often glosses over these complexities. They're usually portrayed as stable, luminous vortices. But the reality, if they exist, can be much more volatile and unpredictable. Despite the lack of empirical data, the study of wormholes is a dynamic area of research. Scientists use computer modeling and indirect observations to understand their properties and potential uses. Imagine the possibilities if wormholes could be used for time travel. One end could be anchored in the present, the other in the future, or the past. The implications for research and even for preventing global catastrophes are staggering. Wormholes open the door to questions not only about where we might go, but when. And as we approach the potential discovery of these cosmic shortcuts,
So
we
husband
must
just
ask
gave me
ourselves,
this.
are we
What did he just give you?
It's he said Robert Heinlein wrote a book about the twin paradox, and I'm like, oh, sure he did. That sounds like something he would do. If anybody likes to read science fiction, it's called Time for the Stars. It's about 2 twins who communicate telepathically while one is traveling in space and the other one stays behind and gets old while the other one stays young as he's traveling at near light speeds.
Oh, that's wild.
That sounds like a really... I love Heinlein. Heinlein's one of my faves. Here you go, babe. Thanks.
ready for the responsibility associated with such power? In the world of the very small, where particles are also waves, and reality itself seems blurred, lies the quantum world. Could this region of uncertainty hold the keys to unlocking time travel? Quantum mechanics challenges our everyday understanding of the world. Take the two-slit experiment, in which particles behave as both particles and waves. This duality suggests that, at the quantum level, the fabric of reality is much more malleable than we thought. Great minds like Richard Feynman and Niels Bohr have delved into the mysterious world of quantum mechanics, a theory that's been incredibly successful in explaining the behavior of matter and energy at extremely small scales. Some physicists suggest that quantum mechanics may offer a basis for time travel. Quantum tunneling, for example, allows particles to pass through barriers as if they're ghosting through walls, in the two-slit example. Can a similar principle enable time tunneling? Quantum computing is a new field that uses the principles of quantum mechanics to perform calculations at speeds unimaginable to classical computers. Some speculate that quantum algorithms could solve equations related to time travel that are currently too complex for today's computing machines. The concept of quantum entanglement adds interest. Imagine two particles cooked together in a certain way. Once entangled, these particles become interconnected, forming a single quantum system. The truly stunning aspect of entanglement is that the state of one particle instantly affects its entangled partner, regardless of the distance separating them. This could be across the room, or even across the galaxy. Change the spin of one, and the other instantly changes. Albert Einstein famously called it spooky action at a distance. At first, he didn't like this idea because it seemed to violate the limit of the speed of light set by his theory of relativity. Since then, however, numerous experiments have confirmed that entanglement is a real and fundamental aspect of quantum mechanics. Could such an effect at a distance make a difference to instantaneous time travel? While the intersection of quantum mechanics and time travel is still in the realm of speculation, it is a hotbed of scientific research. Researchers are studying everything from quantum loops in time to the role of quantum gravity in the early universe. Imagine a future in which the principles of quantum superposition could account for multiple timelines or realities. What if you could exist in a superposition of past and present?
Oh, this was a
Could
good one.
quantum
Did you see
mechanics-
that one, Karlyn?
No.
Everything, what was it? Everything all the time at once. Everything.
Yeah, everything is happening all the time.
Yeah, at once or something like that. Yeah, that was fun. That was a fun, like, different realities and stuff. And that was a great flick. It was so imaginative.
I agree.
Could account for multiple timelines or realities. What if you could exist in a superposition of past and present? Could quantum mechanics be the final piece of the puzzle in our quest to conquer time?
Quantum mechanics just blows me
Moving
away.
on, let's move from the
for
world
real,
of the
though.
microscopic scale to the grandiosely large one, black holes, mysterious titans of space whose gravity is so strong that not even light can leave them. But could these celestial phenomena hold the secret to time travel? Enter the concept of closed time-like curves. A closed time-like curve, or CTC, is a path in spacetime that loops back on itself. Theoretically, an object or even a person traveling along a CTC could end up in an earlier point in time. The idea was first proposed by physicist Kurt Gödel in 1949. Gödel's solution to Einstein's field equations suggested that rotating universes could contain paths looped in time. However, these solutions required certain conditions, such as a universe filled with rotating matter. Although Gödel's model is considered physically implausible in most cases, it has opened the door for other scientists to explore the concept. The main challenge is to find a scenario in which STSSs could exist without violating the laws of physics. One such scenario involves rotating black holes, known as Kerr black holes. Massive gravitational and rotational forces can theoretically twist space-time into loops, creating CTCs. But there's a catch.
That's
Most
so
models
wild.
predict that the center of a rotating black hole, known as a singularity, will be ring-shaped rather than point-shaped. This ring feature could potentially serve as a gateway to the CTC. However, powerful gravitational forces could also create a barrier, known as the Cauchy horizon, beyond which the laws of physics are violated. The study of CTCs and black holes is fraught with paradoxes and uncertainties. For example, if CTCs exist, they can lead to paradoxes in which cause and effect are reversed. This has prompted some physicists to propose the chronology defense hypothesis, which suggests that the laws of physics prevent such paradoxes. Imagine the possibilities and dangers of approaching a rotating black hole. Would we ever be able to navigate safely through such a treacherous region of space-time? And if we could, what would we find on the other side? Another universe?
Oh, shit. Go ahead.
In time travel movies, when they do a paradox, it just, I can't, paradoxes bother me. I hate it. But also when they have...
Well, it feels like a cop-out, but like a paradox in a fictional story is different than a paradox in real life.
True. But when they have a time travel thing, and like, for instance, there's this, I think it's called Dark, I believe. It's like a 3-season thing on Netflix. A fascinating time travel show. Very complex. I had to watch it a couple times. But then it got to my least favorite trope is the eternal object, or the object of no origin, where an object is brought to the future or brought to the past. From the future, brought to the past, and then they use that thing to create it. So, for example, they did it in Terminator. So the T-800, he dies, right? But they find his arm, and they use that to create a chip in his arm. Yeah, they use that to create the T-800. So it's like, where did it start? It just always, now it's just always there. There's no origin. Because
everything that has ever happened or will ever happen is happening at the same time. That's why there's no origin. An origin would imply that time is real because you have a starting point, a midpoint, and an end point. Whereas if everything's happening at the same time all at once, that's literally the only explanation for Terminator, Jennifer. Literally it. That's it. Congratulations. Your mother's favorite movie has proven me right and you wrong.
It's not her favorite movie, but she loved it. But there's you have a beginning, I have a beginning. Everything has a beginning and an end. But when something does not, it's like, how did it come to be? If you have the thing, like they had this thing in Dark that it had been hidden away from the past. Some guy invented this thing in the past, and it had been hidden away. And I think it was the secret to time travel or something. It was in a suitcase, and they brought it back to the past. It got to the future. They brought it back to the past, and then the guy who invented it found it, reverse engineered it, and created it. And it's like, but
it all happened. Time is not real. Everything that ever has happened or will happen is happening at the same time. That's why.
Yeah, no.
Final answer. It's an illusion. That's why it's all happening at once.
It still doesn't explain how something just poofs into existence like that, or that is used in causality and has no beginning. I just hate that trope in science fiction, is all I'm saying.
All right. Brooks, we were literally just talking about this like 30 seconds ago. Ever watched the movie Everything Everywhere All at Once? Yes.
Yeah.
Good movie.
Another time? In addition to black holes and closed time-like curves, there's another cosmic mystery that could potentially open a path through time. Cosmic strings. These hypothetical one-dimensional cracks in the universe may be remnants of the Big Bang itself. Cosmic strings are thought to have formed in the early moments of the universe as they cooled down after the hot and dense state of the Big Bang.
What's wrong with you?
These strings would have been thinner than an atom, but incredibly dense, and would have had a tremendous gravitational pull. Although still theoretical, cosmic strings offer intriguing possibilities for time travel. Physicists J. Richard Gott and William Hiscock have made significant contributions to our understanding of these mysterious objects. That had to be a rough name to grow up with. Gott suggested that a cosmic string traveling at the speed of light could theoretically distort space-time enough to create a loop allowing time travel into the past or future. However, the existence of cosmic strings is still a matter of debate. Their detection would require astronomical observations on scales that are currently beyond our capabilities. Moreover, if they do exist, harnessing their power for time travel would be a challenge. Now, let us return to quantum entanglement. We've already explored how entangled particles are connected in ways that transcend ordinary spatial distances. Can they be bound in time? Some theories suggest that entangled particles can be used to transmit information not only in space, but also in time. Imagine a future in which quantum entanglement is used to create a kind of quantum internet that allows instant communication across eras. The intersection of cosmic strings and quantum entanglement is a frontier of theoretical physics rife with unanswered questions and untapped potential. Researchers are exploring how the two phenomena might be connected and what this might mean for our understanding of time travel. Imagine a scenario in which cosmic strings are manipulated at the quantum level through entanglement. This would represent a merger of the very large and the very small, a meeting point of cosmic and quantum scales that could revolutionize our concept of time travel. As we venture into the realm of time travel, we face many paradoxes and riddles. These are not just intellectual exercises. They are fundamental questions that can make or break the possibility of time travel. First of all, this is the grandparent paradox. Imagine going back in time and not allowing your grandparents to meet. If they never meet, one of your parents will never be born, and therefore neither will you. But if you were never born, how would you even be able to travel through time? The grandfather paradox raises questions about causality and the nature of time itself.
See, here it is, Jennifer.
The my own grandpa thing is another one
the existence of parallel
yeah,
universes,
that's retarded.
Where
I'm
each
sorry.
solution generates a new timeline. Another confounding bootstrap paradox is named after the popular expression, pulling yourself up by your bootstraps. Imagine going back in time to give Shakespeare a copy of your works, which he then claims as his own. Where, in that case, did these works originate? The bootstrap paradox creates a closed loop of cause and effect with no apparent origin. It challenges our linear understanding of time and suggests that cause and effect may not be as simple as we think. Another paradox, the paradox of predestination, is when a time traveler's actions in the past lead to the very event he was trying to prevent. This raises questions about free will and determinism, and whether we can ever really change the course of history. The study of time travel paradoxes is not just a playground for philosophers. It's a serious area of research in physics and metaphysics. The resolution of these paradoxes may shed light on time travel. While we stand on the threshold of scientific discovery, the future of time travel remains a mystery shrouded in paradoxes, theories, and cosmic phenomena. What was once the realm of science fiction is gradually approaching the realm of real science. From cosmic strings to quantum entanglement, from spinning black holes to closed time-like curves, we explore the theories and possibilities that could one day make time travel a reality. Current research is paving the way for new experiments, new technologies, and perhaps even a new understanding of the structure of reality. But as we teeter on the edge of cosmic horizons, one question becomes more important than all others. Are we ready for what we might find? Time waits for no one, but
Karlyn.
what if we could wait for time?
Hang on. Go ahead. What?
Tom just reminded me of something I wanted to say because I was watching your stream last night when you had gotten back. You're all hopped up on queer energy.
Yeah.
And there was that thing that said boobs, not bombs. And he said, pull your boob straps. Pull yourself up by your boob straps. It's funny. But that reminded me of the boobs, not bombs thing. I'm like, we need a boobs, not bombs t-shirt.
Okay. You want to? We can co-opt Antifa. I have no problem with this. We can make money off of Antifa's slogan.
I love it. The boobs, not bombs, with the plague doctor or something, with like a trans plague doctor. That's what
I'm not. No. The plague doctor is an honorable figure, Jennifer. We are not besmirching the plague doctor by making him fucking trans. Okay.
Okay.
Bombs. I'm all for boobs.
Husband agrees. He likes the boobs. Yeah, I just thought that. I'm like, oh my god, we need a boobs not bombs t-shirt from the Karlyn shop. We must have that.
All right, I'll work very diligently on that project, Jennifer.
I'm sure you will.
Yeah.
Thank you. Mm-hmm.
For years now, there's been a concept that defies the very laws of physics as we know them. A dream that has spawned countless stories and science fiction fantasies. This mystery is the search for a warp drive, a technology that could potentially allow us to travel vast distances in space faster than light itself. Imagine a journey where time and space constraints yield to the power of human ingenuity, where the farthest corners of the universe suddenly become accessible. This isn't just science fiction. It's a puzzle that scientists have been piecing together for decades, ever since physicist Miguel Alcubierre proposed a theoretical model in 1994. Alcubierre's model, a bold combination of imagination and Einstein's theories, offers a way to bend the fabric of space-time itself. But what lies behind this bold idea? Is it a mere flight of fancy? Or could it be the key to unlocking interstellar travel? Today, we explore the tangled web of problems and breakthroughs surrounding warp drive. From the mysterious nature of negative energy to the tangled horizon problem. So let's dive into the depths of one of the most intriguing scientific quests of our time. The quest for the warp engine. Science or fiction? In the heart of Mexico City, amidst the hustle and bustle of city life, a young mind was fascinated by the mysteries of the cosmos. We're talking about Miguel Alcubierre. Born in 1964, a physicist whose name has become synonymous with one of the most innovative ideas in theoretical physics. His journey began in Mexico and led him to the prestigious University of Wales, where he delved deeply into the fields of general relativity and cosmology. In 1994, while working at the Max Planck Institute for Gravitational Physics in Germany, Alcubierre made a breakthrough in world perception that challenged our understanding of space travel. Inspired by the iconic science fiction series Star Trek, he posed a bold question.
Star Trek mentioned.
Could the laws of physics allow for a real warp drive? Let's break down the Alcubierre drive. Imagine a spaceship that does not move through space in the usual sense, but sits in a space-time bubble. This bubble, or deformation bubble, is the key to the Alcubierre concept. According to Einstein's general theory of relativity, massive objects distort the fabric of spacetime. Alcubierre hypothesized that if we could manipulate spacetime in a controlled way, we could create a warp bubble. The space in front of the bubble is compressed.
Breaking news. Just as interesting information for everyone, has nothing to do with this. So I have to sign. I had to sign up for Twitter's new money thing, X Money, because the only way to get my payout from Twitter is to sign up for X Money, because Elon wants everyone to sign up for X Money, which, like, whatever. And I wasn't even going to do it, but if I have to do it to get paid, whatever. But I just want everyone to know, if you sign up to X Money, they give you $25 for free, just for signing up for it.
How interesting.
Literally, I just signed up for it, and it's like, oh, here's your $25 welcome gift. See? Boom. So if you want 25 free bucks, sign up for X Money, I guess.
Well, he's a trillionaire now, so he can afford it, right?
Yeah, well, whatever. I don't care. I'll take the money. No, you cannot. But go sign up for fucking X Money. Go get your own fucking $25 nuclear.
Pushing the bubble forward. Behind it, space expands, pushing it from behind. Inside this bubble, the spaceship remains stationary, but the bubble itself moves, allowing the ship to move faster than light without violating the laws of physics. This idea doesn't involve moving the spaceship at high speed. Rather, it's about moving space around it. It's like putting a surfboard, a spaceship, on a wave, warp bubble, and letting the ocean, space-time, carry it. However, the Alcubierre model is not simply a manipulation of space. It requires exotic matter with a negative energy density to stabilize the warp bubble. This exotic matter is one of the many theoretical obstacles scientists face as they try to turn the Alcubierre drive from a fascinating theory into reality. Delving deeper into the practical aspects of the Alcubierre drive, we're faced with huge challenges that stand between theory and reality. The first of these is the scale of energy and mass requirements. It was originally thought that creating a warp bubble would require an amount of energy equivalent to the mass of the observable universe, an unimaginably huge amount, far beyond our current technological capabilities. However, the field of theoretical physics is constantly evolving. An outstanding achievement was when physicist Chris Vanderbroek proposed modifications to the shape of the warp bubble. These adjustments dramatically reduced the energy requirement to about the mass of 3 suns. Still a colossal amount, but a significant step down from the original estimates. The second major obstacle is the need for exotic matter and negative energy. In the Alcubierre model, this exotic matter is crucial to stabilizing the warp bubble and making it function as intended. Negative energy is a peculiar and controversial concept. It's a concept in physics that can distort the very fabric of space-time. It's not just the absence of energy, but an actual physical quantity with negative characteristics. In the context of Alcubierre drive, negative energy will counteract the effects of normal positive energy, creating the conditions necessary for the existence and stability of the warp bubble. Negative energy, in the context of Alcubierre drive, is indeed a complex and somewhat elusive concept in physics, and it's important to distinguish it from the more familiar concepts of gravitational potential energy. In classical physics, the concept of negative energy often refers to gravitational potential energy. For example, the gravitational potential energy of an object in a gravitational field, like a planet, is considered negative energy because it takes work to move the object from the source of gravity to a point where this energy would be zero, for example, to infinity. This form of negative energy is the cornerstone of our understanding of gravitational interactions in the universe. However, the negative energy required for the Alcubierre drive is different. In this context, negative energy refers to a hypothetical form of energy whose energy density is less than zero. It's not just an accounting tool or a way of describing potential energy in a gravitational
Me
field,
too, but I'm just rolling with it. I'm just rolling with
physical
it.
Substance or field with exotic properties, such as repulsive gravitational effects. This type of negative energy is not something we observe or well understand in the context of known physics. However, the existence of negative energy and, by extension, exotic matter remains a topic of intense debate and speculation in physics. Although phenomena such as the Casimir effect suggest the possibility of the existence of negative energy under certain conditions, harnessing it on the scale required for warp drive is a challenge. These challenges, the enormous energy requirements, and the need for exotic matter, underscore the monumental task of transforming Alcubierre drive from a theoretical model to a practical reality. They represent not just technological obstacles, but fundamental questions about the nature of the universe and our ability to manipulate its basic forces. As we move forward into the world of warp drive technology, we face another obstacle known as the horizon issue. This issue is at the heart of the Alcubierre drive design and poses serious problems for its practical application. In astrophysics, the horizon is often referred to as the boundary beyond which events cannot affect an outside observer. The most famous example is the event horizon of a black hole, the point of no return. Beyond this horizon, the gravitational attraction is so strong that nothing, not even light, can leave it.
That's so crazy.
Similarly, in Alcubierre drive, the horizon is the boundary of a warp bubble. Inside this bubble, the spaceship is cut off from the rest of the universe, just as the interior of a black hole is isolated from the outside world by its event horizon.
We'll never really know what black holes are, I don't think.
From the unique...
No, I mean, how could you possibly, honestly?
You can't measure it.
Yeah.
Although I do like how they've gotten maybe what the actual shape of it could be, but I still, nobody really knows.
We have no idea
what it is. Yeah.
Structure of the warp
bubble
can
you imagine anything scarier than getting sucked into a black hole?
The spacecraft is located in a region of the space-time plane.
Go ahead.
because since time almost stops, right? So
yeah,
it would stretch you out to your individual atoms, but it would just be an eternal moment.
Yeah.
And I
that's
like,
crazy.
That alone is hard for me to wrap my head around, but it sounds awful. It sounds like eternally being deconstructed into a string of your own atoms is not for me. That sounds awful. No, thank you.
I agree. I'm good. Yeah. I'm good, universe. I'm good.
Surrounded
no
by a
travel,
warp bubble that compresses space at the front and expands it at the back. This manipulation of space-time allows travel at speeds faster than the speed of light, but with a critical limitation. It isolates the spacecraft from the rest of the universe. Imagine being inside this warp bubble, the very mechanism that allows you to travel vast distances in space, also prevents you from controlling the ship or interacting with the outside world. Communication signals, navigation commands, and even visual observations are all prevented by the bubble's boundary. Passengers
I was just thinking that. What if there are actual windows to the real reality and we're stuck in here like a fish tank? We have to like get brave enough to go through a black hole to get like home.
Yeah, I haven't had that much weed yet, Jennifer. So
I don't even smoke weed.
Control the spacecraft, correct its course, or even stop the journey once it's begun. The implications of the horizon problem are profound. It implies that a spacecraft driven by warp would essentially be traveling on a one-way, uncontrolled journey. This raises practical questions about using such technology for exploration or travel. How do we get to specific destinations? How do we avoid collisions with celestial objects, or adjust our flight path to meet unforeseen circumstances? Moreover, this problem implies the need for a pre-established infrastructure, similar to an interstellar highway, with mechanisms to create and control the warp bubble from the outside. Such a requirement adds another layer of complexity to the already difficult task of realizing warp drive technology. While the horizon problem represents a significant engineering challenge, it is important to recognize that it doesn't invalidate the fundamental scientific validity of the concept. Theoretically, the principles underlying the warp drive remain unchanged and plausible within the framework of the general theory of relativity. As we delve deeper into the complexities of Alcubierre drive, we encounter another major problem, the radiation problem. This problem is twofold. It involves both the accumulation of radiation at the front of the deformation bubble and the potential effects of Hawking radiation within the bubble itself. First, let us consider the radiation accumulating at the front of the warp bubble. As the bubble moves through space at a speed faster than the speed of light, it inevitably encounters interstellar particles and cosmic radiation. These particles and radiation, unable to bypass the warp bubble, accumulate near its front end. Such accumulation poses a significant risk. When the warp bubble slows or stops, the collected radiation and particles will be released in a burst of energy. The intensity of this release could be catastrophic, not only endangering the spacecraft and its passengers, but potentially damaging any nearby objects at the destination. Moving inside the warp bubble, we encounter the second aspect of the radiation problem, Hawking radiation. This theoretical radiation, predicted by Stephen Hawking, arises from the effects of quantum mechanics near the edges of black holes. In the context of Alcubierre drive, the intense warping of space-time around the edge of the bubble could create conditions similar to those at the event horizon of a black hole, potentially generating Hawking radiation. This radiation could have harmful effects on passengers inside the bubble, exposing them to high levels of energy and particles. The implications of these radiation problems are profound.
Yeah.
Not only do they pose serious engineering and safety challenges,
it's going somewhere, Jennifer. I don't know where it's going, but we're going through the sky
using Alcubierre drive. Ensuring passenger safety and spacecraft integrity in the face of these radiation hazards is a critical area requiring further research and innovative solutions. It is a challenge that requires ingenuity and a deeper understanding of the interplay between quantum mechanics, the theory of relativity, and the harsh reality of space travel. When we turn our eyes to the current state of research in warp drive technology, we find ourselves in the thick of scientific research. Recent years have seen a flurry of theoretical papers and articles that break new ground in this field. One notable development has come from the work of physicists who've been revisiting the energy requirements of the Alcubierre drive. Based on earlier advances that significantly reduce the estimated energy requirements, recent papers have proposed various methods to further optimize the geometry of the warp bubble. These improvements are aimed at making the energy requirements even more feasible, approaching the realm of possibility. Significant contributions to the field have been made by researchers such as Harold White, who was instrumental in the experimental work on the feasibility of deformation bubbles and space-time manipulation at the NASA Eagle Works laboratories. Another area of active research is exploring alternative theories that could circumvent some of the limitations of the Alcubierre drive. For example, some physicists are exploring the possibility of using solitons, solitary waves that retain their shape while traveling at a constant speed, as a basis for creating stable strain bubbles without the need for negative energy. There's also growing interest in the role of quantum mechanics in warp drive physics. Researchers are delving into the quantum aspects of space-time and how they might affect warp drive mechanics. This includes studying the effects of quantum entanglement and the potential use of quantum fields to stabilize the warp bubble. Recent theoretical advances also include the study of the effects of warp drive technology on causality and the fabric of spacetime. These studies are critical in addressing potential paradoxes and time travel scenarios, ensuring that the concept remains grounded in physical laws as we know them. Little by little, the dream of warp drive technology is moving ever closer from the pages of science fiction into the realm of scientific possibilities, driven by the tireless efforts of researchers around the world. As we ponder the future of warp drive technology, we find ourselves at a crossroad of assumptions and possibilities. The realization of warp drives, a concept once confined to the realm of science fiction, depends on several key developments and breakthroughs. First of all, the theoretical problems associated with warp drive technology need to be addressed. This includes finding viable solutions to the enormous energy requirements, the creation and stabilization of warp bubbles, and the safe management of radiation risks. Advances in areas such as quantum mechanics, exotic matter, and energy manipulation are critical to turning these theoretical possibilities into practical reality. Beyond the scientific and technical obstacles, the advent of warp drive technology brings with it many ethical and practical considerations. The ability to travel vast distances in space at unprecedented speeds would revolutionize space exploration, opening new horizons for humanity. However, with great power comes great responsibility. The ethical implications of such technology must be carefully considered. This includes the potential impact on space ecosystems, the responsibility to explore and possibly interact with extraterrestrial life, and equal access to this technology among nations and peoples. In practice, warp drive technology could lead to new methods of resource utilization, new ways of conducting scientific research, and even the possibility of interstellar colonization. This would fundamentally change our relationship with space, from one of exploration to one of habitation and utilization. For now, we look forward to a future in which stars are not just points of light in the night sky, but destinations within our reach. This future promises uncharted territories and unprecedented exploration, beckoning us to continue our
those
quest.
Images,
Go ahead.
Those images there, when you see like a bunch of galaxies, and it's like, oh, a bunch of galaxies, like your brain registers it. But when you think about how here we are in this galaxy, and we're a speck in this galaxy, not even a speck in this whole galaxy, and all the bullshit we're fighting over, little pieces of land here, political ideas there, in this dumb little speck, in this huge, and I think about, I wonder what's going on. I mean, in all these other galaxies, if there are other, it's got to be like other planets where people are fighting over dumb shit, when there's so much more cool shit out there that we could just be in awe of and enjoy our lives. We're here to enjoy our lives, but no, we have to do all this other happy horse shit on this dumb little speck in the middle of all this grandiose stuff. I don't know. It makes me angry. Humanity just pisses me off sometimes.
Yeah, I completely agree. Like, so when I'm around the queers, it's like, I am never reminded so much of people who are so in their own heads about every single fucking thing that they are completely incapable of having any sense of what's around them at all.
Yeah.
Just like absolutely incapable. They like, and I don't mean to sound like disrespectful, but like people who are fucking around with hormones and all of the DIY things that these idiots are doing to themselves.
Yeah.
Like these people are fucked up. Yeah. They're messed up. They're messed up. And it's just like, I understand you were awkward. You were trying to make yourself, you did what you thought was best, but something has gone horribly wrong. And I know you can't see that, but I can see that very clearly.
It's like, if you can pull back just a little bit, just zoom out a little bit, but no, like that human speck on this speck planet in this speck galaxy of this giant, enormous everything thinks it is the center of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have time for people like that. Like, I can't deal with it. I get to like, no. No. I'd rather go read the back of his cereal box and talk to you.
I mean, honestly, Jennifer, I really think that one of the reasons I'm able to get away with going undercover again and again and again is these people are so selfish that like, I'm not someone they know. I'm not someone they've ever interacted with. They have no reason to pay any attention to me at all because they're so focused on themselves and what they're doing and what they're feeling. And like, I'm not doing anything to them. I'm not agitating them. I'm not giving them shit. I'm like, if I do happen to talk to them, I'm being really nice to them and just trying to like, go along with whatever they're saying. And so it's just like, I even know when I'm talking to them, sometimes I don't even register to them. Not even when I'm speaking to them directly, you know what I'm saying? Because it's all about what's going on in their head, not actually what's happening right in front of them.
When I met my first like egotistical, like drag queen kind of person, like they were gay, but then they did the makeup and stuff. Like they were very, I don't know how else to describe, but it was in the 90s, so it wasn't like a big movement yet. At that point, people were just called cross-dressers or transvestites, but they were just like, so everything was like this front that their energy almost felt like it, this is going to sound very strange, but energetically it was like they had a boat prow in front of them and they just sailed through people. They parted people. Oh, look at me. Oh my, it's just my hair and my lashes.
Yes.
Yes. And they just sailed through, but I don't have time for you. I'm captaining my vessel. Don't you see how amazing I am? Like, so much to do, so much. It would just, and I'm like, God, that it just must be so exhausting to be you, And if you ask them a question, they just look at you like, oh, pissant, I don't have time for that. I don't have time for that. How do you even let that bother you? You just don't let that bother you. It's like, I have to go get a new drink now. They sail their ship to the bar, and it's like, how do you keep that amount of energy up all the time? Or is that just your defense mechanism here to make yourself look important and comfortable? Because in the inside, you're so crippled by anxiety and insecurity that you have to be this character here.
And that's the thing with the queers is like, you can tell none of them love themselves. Like not a single fucking one of them. And they might put on a pretense and they may do things that are naked in public to make it seem like they're confident and they're experiencing trans joy and whatever the fuck they're doing. But you can tell just by how they carry themselves and how they speak to you that they don't actually love themselves.
No, they're making a spectacle out of themselves. You had I watched one of your reels where this, with love, human, I know you're just going through your experience like I am, but she was a very plump lady. Him, he, they person wearing and it took me a minute to figure it out, but it looked like they didn't have anything but underwear or a swimsuit or maybe a two-piece swimsuit, and then this netted dress thing that was basically holding their skin to they look like one of those German sausages with the net holding, and then the meat is like plumping out of the netting.
Jennifer, I was walking right behind.
That's what I'm talking about. That person, were you just like,
you should have seen me when I spotted that person in the march too, because I didn't see that person until like halfway through the march, and I remember looking over and getting a glimpse and be like, and like I basically ran over to the other side.
I was like, that dress is not very good, but that is their skin. That is not a dress. That is their flesh poking through a net, like a caught whale. With a human. I'm so sorry your experience. This is your experience. You've chosen all of this. But damn, you know what? I reserve the right to go damn. Just wow. That was bless. Just bless.
It's like, you don't have to do that. And like, I have like, because like, I mean, the fat positivity stuff in general is just like some of the most insanely like ludicrous shit that I look at. And I have so many fat positivity rabbit holes that I've gone down on Instagram right now, just because when that content comes up, I inevitably stop and look at it and gawk. And I'm like, what the fuck am I even looking at? But it is like one of those things. It's like,
and they keep dying.
Listen, man. Listen. Like, I just lost a bunch of weight, right? I know what it's like. Like, I actually have to. I have to give. Like, it's a really sad thing, because the fat positivity people are actually correct that you get treated much worse when you're overweight. And I've seen this now clearly and directly in ways that I cannot unsee. I am now treated better in every single possible place that I go. And it's actually really infuriating to me, because I lost the weight so quickly. And so I have a very distinct memory of like, here's how you treated me at the beginning. Here is how you're treating me now. And it's like, you go into stores and they treat you differently, or you like you make videos and they treat you differently. And it's like, even the people that are coming and they're like, oh, you know, good for you and all that, they're offering a good compliment. And I know they're coming from a good place, but I'm kind of just like, I'm so fucking sick of talking about this, and I'm so fucking sick of how important it is. And so I say that because like, I can totally give the fat positivity people a bone in that respect. It's like, yes, touche. Actually, the world does treat you poorly. And you know what? I also, even it's true that their own doctors treat them poorly and say that every issue is because they're fat and all that stuff. But on the other hand, I now know how many issues I don't have anymore simply from losing weight.
Yeah.
And the same thing with Victor. It's like, because Victor lost a bunch of weight too, and we didn't do it together or anything. It just worked out that way by coincidence, because he started this new job. He's just been more physically active, and he says exactly the same thing. It's like, the back pain pretty much goes away. There are so many other problems that just go away. So it's like, you can kind of see both sides of the coin, but at the same fucking time, like, just like, there's a difference between being like, you know, loving yourself at any size and letting your entire body hang out for the entire world to see, pretending that's an indicator of strength. You know what I'm saying?
I always say, like, you know, treat yourself with dignity. You know, whatever your shape is. And sometimes, you know, for some people it's harder than for others to lose weight, or if there's a mental problem or they have an addiction of some kind that it makes it even more difficult. And I think that like fat positivity is like, just, yes, work on the internal, because that is reflected in the external. But it bothers me that it's turned into a defense mechanism and a way to justify. And it is an unhealthy way to live. God bless them. But it's an unhealthy way to be. And I mean, I noticed, you know, when husband and we put on some happy weight, as they call it. After you get married, you get the happy weight. And that changed a lot of things. And it's like, well, that sucks. Let's change that a little bit. But, and you have to go through it however you can go through it to get rid of it. And you notice like the difference, like, wow, when people like they lose all that weight and they hand them like a sack of potatoes and they're like, oh, I can't believe I was walking around carrying this all the time. It's so heavy. It is. And it hurts your joints and it hurts your spine and it hurts all the things. But I mean, either way, it's just, I'm astounded at the commitment they have to being ill in some way, shape, or form. And I'm not necessarily talking about heavy people, with love. That's not what I mean. But just even any people who have an addiction, or even in the queer Marxist people who are just, they need to be sick because it gives them attention.
Yes. And it makes them part of the oppressed class. It literally, like being sick, being disabled or differently abled or crip or whatever the fuck, it's part of their political identity.
Yeah, and then they give it a cute nickname like that, and it just makes it even worse. And now they're part of the club, and they're super special, and and they need socialism even more because they can't work a job that's going to pay for all their medical bills. Like, their insurance sucks, and now they really need Medicare and socialized medicine. It's like, oh, bless. I feel like nobody is solving problems. We just keep making excuses for them, and meanwhile, there's these beautiful, to round it out, these beautiful galaxies and all this stuff that we just miss because we're so right here, and tearing each other down instead of helping each other out.
But I mean, kind of round it out and bring it all together. It's like a lot of the fat activists, and I'm not saying everyone who's overweight, I'm saying specifically queer fat activists in this case. It's like they act like they're happy and that, this is, they're so in love with themselves and who they are and all their body and all this shit. They can't appreciate any of this because they're constantly focused internally here. They can't look outside themselves and see any of this stuff.
Yeah. I think that's also why you see this unhinged rage pour out of them. That's been sitting in there, living and bubbling in them. And as soon as they get a little ability to channel it somewhere, they do, whether it's at a political thing or they're protesting, and that we always see that one person when Trump first got elected that falls to her knees and just like, nah, like that person. Those people, like, they just need a moment. It's like they need that primal scream therapy, and that's almost what's coming out of them because they're so angry all the time. They're mad at themselves, and they take it out on the world, and they blame everybody else. And meanwhile, they're missing all of this, just makes me sad.
Knowledge and discovery. Our universe hides a mystery that's long captivated the human mind. A question that bridges the gap between the known and the unknown, the simple and the complex. Here on Earth, life thrives in a continuous movement of order and chaos. Every form of life is evidence of a hidden order, a pattern woven into the very fabric of existence, from the smallest microorganisms to the largest mammals. But what if the complexity of life, the very essence of our existence, could be explained not only through the lens of biology, but also through a mathematical framework? This is the territory of assembly theory, a groundbreaking concept that transcends traditional science.
Assembly theory.
It's a journey into a world where math and biology converge to reveal the hidden architecture of life. Imagine a universe in which the secrets of life, from the simplest molecule to the most complex organism, are encoded in mathematical language and are waiting to be decoded, where the line between living and non-living is blurred, giving birth to new possibilities and new understanding. Let's explore how this revolutionary idea is changing our perception of life, evolution, and the cosmos itself. And maybe we can even get closer to answering the ultimate question: what is the true nature of life in the universe? Since the dawn of civilization, mathematics has been the language of the universe, a tool for deciphering the mysteries of nature. But how does this language of numbers and equations relate to understanding the very essence of life? At its core, assembly theory offers a simple but profound idea. The complexity of life can be measured and understood through a mathematical prism. Think of life as a jigsaw puzzle, where each piece represents a molecular building block. Assembly theory seeks to show how these pieces come together step by step to form the complex structures that define living organisms. Each step in this assembly process represents a leap of complexity, from simple atoms to complex proteins. The theory introduces the concept of the assembly index. The assembly index, the cornerstone of this theory, measures the number of steps required to build a biological structure. It's a numerical value that captures the essence of complexity by quantifying the immeasurable. But how does the standard model of physics fit into this? This standard model theory of physics describes the fundamental particles and forces that govern our universe. It seems completely separate from the complexities of biology. However, assembly theory bridges this gap. In the field of assembly theory, the standard model lays the foundation for understanding forces and interactions. It's a bridge between the microscopic world of quarks and leptons and the macroscopic world of living things. Another important element of the theory is the concept of studying dynamical systems, phase space. This is a mathematical concept used to describe all possible states of a system. In the context of assembly theory, phase space allows us to map the path of the assembly of life. From a single point representing the simplest form of life, phase space expands, branching out into almost infinite possibilities. Each pathway representing a different route that life can take. In this limitless mathematical landscape, the paths of evolution and its complexities unfold. This mathematical framework gives us a new perspective on the complexity of life. It's not just about the particles and forces described by the standard model, but how these elements combine and interact over time to create the diverse pattern of life we see around us. This is where the chaos of random molecular interactions gives way to the order of living structures. So let's ask ourselves this question. Are the complexities of life simply the product of chance, or is there a deeper cause? Let us consider two sharply contrasting concepts, complexity and entropy. Entropy, a measure of disorder and randomness, seems to be at odds with the complexity we observe in life. How do these opposing forces coexist in the natural world? It's here that assembly theory offers a revolutionary perspective. So, central to assembly theory is the assembly index, a revolutionary tool designed to measure the complexity of life. Think of it as a cosmic ruler, measuring the steps required to assemble a biological structure from its simplest components. Imagine a single molecule as the starting point on this scale. As you move up the scale, each step represents a more complex assembly, from molecules to cells and beyond. The higher the index, the greater the complexity, and the less likely it is that the structure could have arisen by chance. Now let's delve into the interaction between entropy and complexity. Entropy, a concept rooted in thermodynamics, suggests that systems naturally tend toward disorder. However, life defies this tendency, evolving from simple origins to a variety of forms combined into the complex ordered structures we see today. How does assembly theory resolve this apparent contradiction? It suggests that life is inherently a process of overcoming entropy. Through the lens of the assembly index, we see the complexity of life is not a challenge to entropy, but a journey through it. Consider the early Earth, a primordial soup of simple molecules. Over millennia, driven by the laws of physics and chemistry, these molecules began to assemble into more complex structures. Each step along the way marked a victory over entropy, a step toward greater complexity in life. Rethinking evolution through assembly theory, we see it not as a mere biological process, but as a mathematical inevitability. The emergence and evolution of life became a story of increasing complexity, a story written in the language of mathematics. Let us now turn to a very trivial question, but one that shines in a new light. Are we alone? The search for extraterrestrial life has captivated our imagination for centuries.
Here we go.
Now, thanks to assembly theory, we have a new tool in this cosmic quest. Assembly theory offers a unique approach to detecting alien life. It's not about scanning the sky for radio signals or analyzing light spectra for the presence of oxygen. Instead, it's about understanding the complexity of molecules and structures that may indicate life. Imagine scanning the atmosphere of a distant exoplanet or the surface of a moon in our solar system. Using assembly theory, we could analyze the molecular complexity of the samples in search of patterns that indicate the presence of life. The higher assembly index, the more likely it is that these molecules are the result of life rather than random processes. However, the road to discovering alien life is full of challenges and limitations. One of the biggest obstacles is our understanding of life itself. Our definition of life is based on what we know. Life on Earth. What if it doesn't meet our biochemical standards? Another problem is the vastness of space. The universe is vast, and our ability to explore it is limited by current technology. Even with the most sophisticated telescopes and probes, we can only analyze a tiny fraction of the cosmos. Moreover, assembly theory, while powerful, is still in its infancy. It's a new approach, and its application to the search for extraterrestrial life is uncharted territory. There are questions about its applicability and accuracy in different environments, especially those that are very different from terrestrial environments. Despite these problems, the potential of assembly theory in the search for alien life is enormous. It could redefine our understanding of life in the universe, opening new doors in astrobiology. So assembly theory offers a new way of looking at life, not just as a biological phenomenon, but as an emergent property of cosmic complexity. Imagine the early days.
You saw Hail Mary.
I did see Hail Mary. It was an excellent movie.
Oh, so much. This is one of the things I loved about the alien, about Rocky, how different his biology was from human. Like, he was literally a rock, a living rock.
Yeah.
Like, it was so cool. And I went down the rabbit hole because I love me a good rabbit hole of the biology of Rocky. There's actually a whole, it talks about his hearts. He has like 3 hearts that pump. His, the why he's rocky. It's like he produces minerals. The skin actually, I don't know if it's calcifies, but it talks about the composition of his blood, why he can't breathe oxygen, like the whole thing, and it was fascinating to see, like, in the mind of a writer coming up with like a real scientific, plausible being that's so opposite to us. Wow, that just so cool, love it.
I bet like AI is going to make that stuff a lot easier for writers who are like, I have this crazy idea. How can this become like and this is like, I think, I know that like people shit on using AI, but like I love using AI when I'm writing. Like I love it. It's so helpful for research. I found it so helpful for brainstorming when I was working on that like Communist Manifesto book. Like, do I do this? Do I do that? Do I do this other thing? Like how I had whole conversations with the AI when I was like, I kind of knew what I wanted to do, but I also like ended up changing a lot of this stuff because I like said to the AI, I don't like this for reason X, Y, B, and Z, and here's what I'm thinking, and it would give me out. Well, why don't you do something like that? I was like, that's actually a really good fucking idea. That's a good idea. What do I need to go back in my book to change to make that make fucking sense?
Right. Awesome.
Yeah. AI rules, man.
World in motion, a crucible for the chemistry of life. Here in this chaotic environment, simple molecules began the journey of assembly, a process governed by the laws of physics and chemistry, but leading to something much deeper. Life, according to assembly theory, emerges when these molecular structures reach a level of complexity that allows them to store and reproduce information. This is where chemical memory, a crucial step in the evolution of life, comes into play. Chemical memory is the ability of certain molecular structures to retain structure. In other words, we can say this is the blueprint for life. In the world of assembly theory, this is where reproducibility becomes key. The ability to reproduce these patterns, to pass them on from generation to generation, is what drives the evolution of life. From the simplest RNA molecules in the primordial soup to the vast diversity of life we see today, each step in this evolutionary journey has been a step up the assembly index. Each increase in complexity represents a triumph over the entropy that governs the universe. But the story of the origin and evolution of life is not just a story of increasing complexity. It's also a story of resilience and adaptability. Life has found a way to thrive in the most extreme environments, from the depths of the ocean to the fringes of space. In the realm of scientific discovery, every new theory is scrutinized and debated. Assembly theory, a concept that promises to revolutionize our understanding of life and complexity, now stands at a crossroads, being questioned by critical voices such as Dr. Hector Zennel. The critique presented by Zennel raises fundamental questions about the future evolution of assembly theory. Covering an impressive 18,000 words, the article will require time and thought, taking approximately 1 to 2 hours of dedicated reading. This is not a cursory look at the topic, but a deep dive into the heart of the scientific debate. For those who are interested, we leave a link in the description to both articles, the study and the counter-arguments to it. Looking to the future, the role of assembly theory in scientific research remains uncertain. Will it be able to adapt and overcome these challenges? Or will it remain a footnote in the history of science? Despite the disagreements, one thing is clear. The debates surrounding assembly theory have initiated a conversation about the nature of scientific discovery. They emphasize the need for transparency, rigor, and humility in pursuing knowledge. In the end, the impact of assembly theory on future research may not lie in its specific claims, but in the lessons it teaches us about the scientific process. As we explore the mysteries of life and the universe, such theories will come and go. But the quest for understanding, the quest to unlock the mysteries of our existence, will always remain at the center of the interest of scientific research.
That's it? That's it?
Well, that
Jetafire, this didn't provide us with any answers.
No, it went into quantum physics instead of like unraveling the theories of time. I thought it was going to go a whole lot deeper and harder at a time. I'm surprised.
You know what we need to do? We need to see, this is a rare Jennifer L. This is a rare, listen, I've had my L's too. I've had my L's too, Jennifer, in terms of picking out things to watch. So now we're even. I feel like you've never really had an L because you usually do more research than I do. And now we've experienced our first, Jennifer didn't lose because the video like proved me right and her wrong. Jennifer got an L because the video gave us no answers at all.
Was it an L really then?
Well, maybe, but maybe we should find a good channeling with the Palladians or something like that to have. Dear Palladians, can you? Well, we need to start doing crowdfunding for Jennifer's mediumship school. Don't think I've forgotten about this, Jennifer, just because I haven't done it. Like, and I'm very top of mind for. We have plenty of time. For people who don't know, we're going to be crowdfunding to send Jennifer to mediumship school, like for real. Jennifer is going to be our channel medium, and we're going to get to channel dead people and aliens and shit like that, and talk to them and have entire conversations with them. And so, Jennifer, we're going to send you to mediumship school, and then you're going to channel a Palladian and say, can you explain all this time shit, please?
The hell's up with time? What's going on? Yeah.
And you won't be able to control what the Palladians say. So the Palladians could tell me that I'm right about everything. Here's the covers. I would be like, Palladians, so you are telling me that I am right and Jennifer is wrong. And then you're going to have to watch it back later because you're not going to remember what you said.
They're going to say, out of respect for our amazing host, we cannot agree with you completely. I don't know. Honestly, I feel like we're.
Wouldn't that be funny as shit though? If the Palladian, you were channeling the Palladians and they agreed with me.
Yes, wouldn't that be funny indeed? Is that what?
That's all you want? Watching the replay right now.
You just want me to channel aliens to tell you how right you are. We talk about egocentrical.
No, I want you to channel Hitler so we can have an actual conversation. Like we're not going to do. That's not going to be the first channeling. We'll work our way up to the
some starters.
We'll give you some starter. We'll do you like Queen Elizabeth, and we'll do like we want like some nice Bowie.
That would
we'll do David Bowie, we'll do Ozzy, like we'll do some good ones, and then we'll be like, okay, Jennifer, it's time for Hitler. And You know, we paid for this shit for you to go to medium school, and really we just wanted one thing, and we
we just want to know if time is real. Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, we definitely got to channel McCarthy. Oh, we have to channel McCarthy. Be like, bro, like, let's have a conversation. What would you do if you were me? Like,
Lenin, Stalin. Ooh, yeah, to give you some advice on. Do you know? I think it would be really fascinating to channel like old like founding fathers like Jefferson and
yes, I
Washington.
agree.
Like that'd be really interesting. And I'm sure like most of them have reincarnated by now, but you can still speak to their higher self. And I think that some of the more people who are more recently crossed are more fully formed and have more like clear communication. But that is a theory. I'm sure I'll learn more about that. And some of my own personal theories about souls will most likely be challenged. And that's fine. I don't mind that. It's not like I know everything. But yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure.
I don't know. It's going to be so fun when we send you to mediumship school.
We'll have to do like a special member event where I channel everybody's like dead relatives and shit.
Oh, that'd be awesome. You're gonna channel my grandfather, and you know, I'm gonna be like, I have questions. All right.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Can be done for sure. Well, there was I know we like the Y-Files here. Maybe we can do another, because the Y-Files did a kind of a deep dive on all the different time theories and that time is not real and that kind of thing. So maybe I'll throw that on in the background while I'm doing dishes or something and just revisit it and see if like how long it is, and I can shoot that to you, because he did a really good. I just don't want to like lean too much on any particular channel. Even though I love the Y-Files, I could just do like a whole channel just responding to Y-File stuff because it's such a good show. But yeah. So we'll see. I'll find something else that's better.
We're gonna channel Marx, and I'm gonna be like, listen, Carl, listen.
Hey, Carl.
Let's talk about queer Marxism for a second, Carl. Like, did you ever anticipate when you put your horrible ideas out into the world that it would result in fat, disabled people, having sex in public, in order to like venerate your name? Was that a thought that crossed your mind? We're gonna do a channeling communist like, interrogation series.
It seemed like a good idea at the time, you know?
I'm so fucking excited to have conversations with dead people through you, because like I'm just not even gonna give a fuck. You understand that? I'm probably gonna like at some point you might have to rein it in and be like, like you might do some translating with the spirits, because I'm gonna be like, okay, listen. I know that all the other channelers ask you X, Y, B, and Z, but I'm not fucking around here. Like, can we have an honest conversation about this queer bullshit? Carl, Marx, you're muted, Jennifer. You're muted. No, you're muted in StreamYard.
My power cord came out of my microphone because
You're back.
Yeah.
I can hear you now. You were muted in StreamYard.
My power cord came out of my microphone, so StreamYard tried to default to something else, because the power cord it just flops out its ass. I hate it.
We're gonna call that the channeling Karlyn interrogates communist spirit series. Like communist interrogation, dead communist. We could do a whole fucking podcast called Dead Communist Interrogation or something like that.
Oh my god.
Like, let's imagine, Carl, can we have let's imagine that you're in the gulag and I'm the interrogator in the gulag, and you have been put through capitalism re-education camp. Can we have a conversation, please?
Well, you do realize that he's going to sound different in spirit. It's different over there. So, because he's not in his human brain with all those human reasons, he can still answer your questions, but he's not going to be emotionally attached to it anymore.
Well, even better, because he's gonna know that like this isn't meant to be disrespectful. It's meant to be like, okay, well, maybe mistakes were made, and can we discuss those mistakes, please? And did you anticipate this as an outcome? Because what the fuck?
He might have been like, no, I did it all on purpose. It was a great time. I'm sorry I died as young as I did, even though I wasn't that young. But still, everybody wants more life.
Are you actually channeling Karl Marx right now?
Just no.
Like, that would have been funny though if Karl Marx just showed up and you just started doing like the.
Is Karl Marx in the room with you right now? No. No, that would just be hilarious though, because it sounds like a lot of times, especially spirits that had done horrible things, they're like, what can I say? It's just what I did. What do you want? But anyway,
it's gonna be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, any other announcements or anything else you want to talk about, Jennifer, before we wrap up for the night?
Indeed. Well,
we should get a spirit box. We should definitely get a fucking spirit box.
Those can be a little tricky. You got to be super, super careful. I would actually need a special room with lots of wards in it to protect me, because that shit just attracts all kinds of transient spirits. You got to be super careful.
So you're saying I shouldn't just buy a spirit box off the internet and put it in my bedroom and then forget that I have it there? And
are you gonna actually make me fly out to New Hampshire and exercise you in your fucking house and your husband and your little dog?
Do you understand that's something I would do, right? I'd be like, I'll be on the internet one night and I'm like, this is a great fucking idea. I'm ordering a spirit box off fucking Amazon or something. It shows up 2 days later. And then I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I forget that I ordered it because I ordered it late at night after a long day. And then all of a sudden I have a fucking spirit box. I'm like, what the fuck am I doing with this? And then I put it on a shelf somewhere and all of a sudden my entire house becomes possessed because I didn't take it seriously.
It would be a very cool short story idea. I had one that I was starting to write about a guy who was doing EMPs, and he starts to hear a spirit who doesn't realize it's dead, and it's just scared and in a dark room and doesn't know what to do. And he has this full narrative from the spirit. He's like, this is actual proof of the afterlife. And he calls all his ghost hunting buddies. And then one of his friends is like, it's lost. It's scared. Why are you making fun of it? And we need to help it. And because one of the things that always like gets me so angry about these like ghost hunter people is they always get asked for help. 100% of the time, everywhere they go, somebody says, help me. And they're like, oh, hey, if you're here, can you make this box blink? Can you make this light blink? Or, talking to this, and they say, help me. And they go, oh, wow. Can you tell us what your name is? And it's like, no wonder, this is why spirits they don't want to talk to you. They just play tricks on you now because they're sick of like asking for help. And all you do is make fun of them. You dumb human. Anyway.
Not being respectful of the spirit box.
Yeah, exactly. There is a spirit box app. Yeah, I got really tempted at one point to get the app, and oh my god, one of my friends had this thing where it was an app that was supposedly supposed to show entities in your house. And I was like, she was using it, and it kind of reminded me of that Pokemon fucking game, but it was for spirits. And she's like, you are grilling with spirits in here. I'm like, that is absolutely not what should be happening in my house, because my house is massively protected. There's no way. She's like, oh, there's one there. There's one there. I'm like, what do you give me that? And I'm looking at it, and there's all of a sudden this little stick figure would blink into existence, and it would kind of move, and then it would blink out or whatever. And I'm like, holy shit. So I started looking into it a little more, and I found out what it does, because I realized it's matrixing objects in your house that could resemble the human form.
Oh.
And saying, oh, you have a ghost here. Oh, look, there's a ghost over there. And I'm like, because I saw one appear, and my dog Phelan walked by, and it turned into a ghost. And I was like, really? What the fuck is this? I'm like,
the dog turned into a ghost.
This is the dumbest thing. I'm like, this is so retarded. People need to do your research. But yeah, I got a little bit excited at one point, but I'm like, they're not supposed to be in my house. Then when I realized it was a fraudulent little app, I went, oh, good. That makes me feel much, much better.
Just a trick. It's okay. There's no ghosts.
Fuck. All right. So coming up.
Sorry, I missed movie night on Sunday, by the way. I was otherwise occupied, as you know.
We had everything could go wrong. Went wrong. I had the strangest night that night. It was hilarious. And I actually did not mute myself.
Oh no.
At one point. Well, no, I hit my button. I have my little button here, right? So yeah, and I must have double tapped it. And then my husband is like, did you take a shower? I go, yeah, and I even shaved my legs. And then I went, that's great. That's fucking great. Nice. And then everything froze up on me around that same time. Like Discord froze up on me. And so I had to not on my computer, because I'm streaming the movie on my computer, but on my phone, because it's how I keep track of the chat, is on my phone. And I was like, fuck. So I had to get out of Discord. I had to reset everything, go back into Discord. And it took me into the general chat. And I thought I'm hitting the movie night. I'm trying to get into the movie night chat. And I thought I'd hit all the right buttons. And then I started just commenting away, and I'm like, am I here? Am I back? And Reagan responds to me, Reagan, I blame you, because Reagan is an impish little thing sometimes. And she's like, yeah, Jennifer, we heard you for a minute, but now, now you're muted. Everything's fine. And I'm like, okay, cool. And I just started chatting away about the movie in the general, didn't realize. And then because Bot's a sweetie, said, do you mean to be doing this in general chat, Jennifer? And I'm like, what the fuck? What? Ah! So I go, and also, I mean, like, my nearsight vision is not as good as it used to be, guys. This is what happens when you turn 29 more than once. So I go down, I'm like, oh my fuck. So I get back into the chat, and I think I had the hiccups at one point. It was just like one thing. It was a calamity night of calamities. It was calamitous calamities.
That's like when I have a spy stream and I accidentally make the stream public, and then I get an instant DM from Reagan going, Karlyn, did you mean to do that? I'd be like, no, actually, thank you.
Oh my god. Yeah. Thanks for calling me out there. Yeah. No, yeah, it was hilarious. Reagan. And then somebody else in general was like, don't stop, I'm entertained. And I'm like, ugh. But yeah, we got through it. It was fine. I was just absolutely discombobulated. But anyway, we did a poll because we're going to do something that I've never done before in movie night.
Oh, God.
I'm going to repeat a movie.
Uh-oh.
Yes.
What movie are we repeating?
Because, and in honor of, the 250th birthday of America.
Oh.
We are going to watch The Patriot.
I knew it was going to be The fucking Patriot. I fucking knew it. You love that movie. I knew it. I'm psychic as shit, Jennifer. I heard The Patriot in my head as soon as you said we were repeating a movie. I fucking knew it was going to be The Patriot.
There you go. I was thinking, well, it was originally going to be Dances with Wolves. And I'm like, man, I don't want to do that.
No, The Patriot's better than Dances with Wolves. Like the Dances with Wolves is long.
It's a great movie.
It's a great movie, but it's fucking long.
It's also, I feel, less appropriate than The Patriot, because I'm like, are there any good Civil War movies? Like, I tried to find, and there's older ones. There's not really a lot of good Civil War movies out there, unless you look up like a whole series on freaking Netflix. And I'm like, I don't want to sit here for 5 episodes of George Washington. I don't want to do that. But
or 10 years a slave or something like that.
Oh, no. That's the Civil War. I need the Revolutionary War. Is some revolutionary stuff. So The Patriot.
See, you gotta come to New England. You gotta do a Boston/Salem trip sometime, because you get to see all the revolution. That's one of the things I love about living here, is you get to see all the Revolutionary War stuff. It's cool.
Yeah. Here it's all Civil War stuff. But I mean, I did get to go to Philadelphia a couple times. I have been to I saw Big Ben. I have seen Big Ben. And that long time ago when I was a kid. So that was fun. I even have like a little miniaturized Big Ben bell that rings, ding, ding. But anyway, so we're going to repeat The Patriot. And I did a poll. I'm like, what do you guys think? Do you mind? Because it's been 2 years since we've watched The Patriot. So that, and then we'll be doing, because it is Patriotic July. I am an unapologetic patriot, as you guys know. And I love this country. I love what it stands for. So I like to show patriotic-ish movies, or movies that make a statement about America. And so we will be having Dances with Wolves, Saving Private Ryan, and let's see. And then I'm probably going to do a poll between Apocalypse Now and Jacob's Ladder.
Yo.
I kind of want to do Jacob's Ladder, but I'm not sure which. I have to see how many Sundays we have in July. But if I can't do both, then it will be one or the other.
Apocalypse Now is a fucking, you have to be in a mood to watch that movie, honestly.
It's a trip, dude. I don't know if I've seen it all the way through. I'm not sure.
If we do Apocalypse Now, I'm doing drugs or something. Like, I'm not just I really am. Like, I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do, but
it's probably fine. Actually, probably advisable, really.
Probably,
but then we'll be leading into AI August after that, and I'm really excited. And AI August marks our 4th anniversary.
Yo, 4 years of movie night.
Yep. Yes, indeed. Still going strong. Haven't cracked yet.
Appreciate all your service, Jennifer, hosting movie nights almost every Sunday for 4 fucking years in the community. It's awesome. We appreciate it. Appreciate Mac B hosting them on Mondays, even though I accidentally preempted him last night, which I felt really bad about, but I knew he would understand.
I'm sure he's fine. He didn't even realize he had an extra Monday. And so he's like, oh, we'll do the 10 Commandments. And then it's like, we don't have to do that. But some people got together, I think, and got in there and chatted a little bit. He is starting James Bond July. So this Monday, he's going to be playing a Thunderball.
Thunderball? Yo.
Is that a James Bond movie?
I think it was a James Bond movie.
Thunderball. It's James Bond July, and then he's got Her Majesty's Secret Service coming up, and You Only Live Twice, and Live and Let Die. Those are all good. So those are like freaking. That's my dude. That's freaking what's his name that I grew up with? Because see, I didn't grow up with Sean Connery. I grew up with Roger Moore, and so Roger Moore's always been James Bond for me. And some of the So anyway, I'm excited for some of those, and that's what we've got coming up, and I think. That's all I have to say about that.
Right on. Well, that's all I got. I appreciate the show. Good show overall, Jennifer. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. And we do this every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. and we'll find some channeling Palladian thing, or Jennifer has an idea about the time video for next week. So we're not giving up on the dream of getting answers about this. Is what I'm saying. I feel like we're committed to this now.
Yeah, we need to get a decent time one, and we need to get. I did find a really good one, but it's done by the Sleepy Scientist. So he's got one of those low reading voices that makes you want to go, because it's meant to have be things that you can kind of drift off or nap to, or just be very mellow to. And he's got some great shit. He's got some really cool stuff. But again, it's it is very sleepy sounding, and there's a point to it. But let me see between him and the White Files what I find, and I'll report back.
Cool. Sounds good. All right, guys. I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Have a good night. And have a good one, guys. Bye.